Hello.
Hello.
It looks
There
like
I am.
once again we're
Hello.
back.
It took me a minute. It took me a minute to pop in.
Yeah, it's fine. You're fine. You're here now.
I'm here.
And you can never leave.
I can though.
Okay, you can leave, but I feel like that is going to be a problem.
You can leave, but know that
Okay,
I
bye.
will
Okay, bye. Well, I guess it's time for us
Maybe
to...
if I don't cry, he'll come back.
It's time for
Let's
us to
see
play
here,
Go Fish. You got a 10?
I guess I'll have to pull out this book. It's a D&D supplement. I think it's called the Tome of Erotic Fantasy. We got a lot of rolling that we have to do for our character
I
creation.
do love fantasy. Just tell me more about it.
You see, Deco, come back. Hurry up. I need you. My bit was...
No. I want to know more about the erotic fantasy thing. I don't know a lot about this Arrows. Isn't that like the guy from who is the Roman god of war or something?
Deco, come back.
What are all the dice rolls for? I'd love to know.
Erotic fantasy PDF.
Okay, Will's actually gonna do it, so I'm gonna come back. Like Emerald isn't, but Will actually do it. So I'm gonna come back and just put that, and just nip that right in the butt. So,
The secret is I established myself self
Your
without
shelf?
shame.
The shelf.
Yeah.
you are a pretty
But
good shelf.
thankfully, it is on archive.org.
Very shelf-shaped. Put a
I'll
little.
send
It's
you a
very nice when
copy
you can
in
hold
private.
objects.
Yeah. You hold objects really good, Will.
No, I don't.
Oh, yeah, I need to get back at the game.
Yeah, that'd be great. But yes, we are going to jump into game today. Anthony will be here momentarily, I'm sure. He didn't tell me he died, and that is in the contract of our friendship. So
You had a contract?
yeah, he has to tell me if he dies.
Oh,
Because
that seems like it would be a problem.
well, I have to make plans. You know, whenever it happens. I technically
I mean,
have all of
okay,
you all under contract, but you know.
Wait, I don't remember that we ever signed a contract.
Oh, don't worry.
Uh,
Legally, you don't have to remember.
I
What?
think that's part of the law.
No. You just have to sign it. Legally, you don't have to remember, because like that's on you.
I don't.
Well, I do believe that as part of the laws, if there is a contract that I have signed, I would like to furnish a copy of that contract.
Oh, sure. Yeah,
Susan, thank you.
right after we're done here.
All right.
It's just, you know, the last little bit of it's going to be a little hard for you.
Yeah.
What is that?
Well, I mean, how do you think? Why else do you think you repressed it?
I repressed it.
Listen, I already have a character that has
But
repressed
writing
memories. I don't
is
need more.
hard, and I don't want to remember anything I wrote ever.
Yeah. That's why this is good for you, Will.
Yeah, give me my what'd you call the mothballs? Like fucking. This joke's over. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
My guys, we are going to jump into the game. Here we go. Jumping. Habwa. Habwa. Yeah. Bah. I landed. That was the landing sound. After I jumped, that was the land. We're here in the room. Hello.
We're in the room. We're in the room.
We're in the room. I made the map smaller here because we didn't need it anymore to be as big as it was. So that's fun. We also have whatever the fuck that is. We'll look at that later. I'm gonna go ahead and do a roll to see who's gonna tell us what happened last time. Anthony is not gonna be a part of the roll, so if it lands on a 4, then we have to re-roll. But
Anthony, you bastard, you cheated.
that was Anthony. So I'm gonna roll again.
I mean, he is here, so.
Nope. He doesn't have his reactive though. Okay, FOMO. What happened last time?
Okay, all right. So
I'll
last
change his
time,
reactive while that's happening. Also, hi, Anthony.
Hello, I'm here
I mean,
now.
I don't know
Welcome,
what you're saying
Morthos.
while that's happening. Like, it is like, it wasn't actually the most riveting, Lord complicated session last time.
Yeah, it was
Last
actually
time,
it was a really good game for me to actually roll on Will. But I mean, you have to do it. So go ahead.
Yep.
You know what's funny about that statement? Until Fomal said that, I actually forgot what we did last time.
Oh my god.
So last time, we got up of the Golden Bridge where we on a little ford, and they're like, well, we have to start making our way down. Might as well like go see that guy or something. And we start driving through the scenic valley, and once again, Hibiki is forced to manage this little bridge because his life is all torturous and never ending. But it's fine. It's fine. He pushed it over. We're all fine. The Ford truck is saved. We're good.
And
So-
Boya said they did a good job.
That is true.
Great job.
That is true.
You did it.
Everything was solved that day. So as we were crossing on, Sorrel went, hey, 5-minute adventure. Let's go in. Let's go in, baby. 5-minute adventure, in and out. If it gets too far, we can just leave. We can just leave. Go into the cave. Go in there. Go in the dark. Go in there. And I was like, well, I mean, I guess, okay. And I was just like, whatever, we'll just kill it. Whatever's in there, we'll just kill it. It's fine. Who cares? And the team walks into the cave, the scenic lighting that we put here for.
Hold on. There you go.
And the team walks into the cave with a scenic lighting that has shadow. Hold on, sorry, Imp, I have to borrow you. That has shadows. Are you seeing this shit? Are you seeing this
Yeah,
shit?
that was accidental. I brought that as a prop, so when I set things on fire, I could put it upside down on them. But no, it ended up being cool, so I didn't do that skit.
So the team walks on here, sees the big hat, which was heartless of a big hat, and all of a sudden one of those bell ones, and there were more, but mostly it was those two they saw, and there he is, big hat! Yes! Yes!
Big
Woo!
hat.
Yeah, baby! Woo!
Big hat!
That's what I'm talking about.
And, the team is like, yeah, we'll fight that. It's fine. Let's bring Imp here. And then Imp came in and started screaming maniacally and realized that now he was right next to someone wielding a Keyblade and realized that his life was now forfeit and had to continue this battle. So the team proceeded to split up on their ways. Turns out that Big Hat's entire thing was in raging shadows, and also we're in a dark cave. So you can understand how this quickly became a little bit of a problem, a little bit of a whoopsie, a little bit of an issue. It created this really weird shadow, which I don't know what it's actually called. Like,
I'm trying to find him so I can bring him over. I'll just bring a new one over so you can see him.
Yeah, I get the one that got electrocuted by Ramu twice, and then coincidentally became the Ramu Heartless, I guess.
Became the god Ramu.
The God Ramu. Yeah, I made this little fucker. And, that would be pretty bad if it wasn't for the fact that
Everybody
Gilgamesh
who knew
needed
what that
to-
was freaked out whenever I brought it out.
Yeah, immediately. Everyone else is like, man, that's fucked up. And I'm sitting here having the best time of my life.
Hi,
It's like,
I'm a
oh,
Kingdom
that's a
Hearts
weird love
fan.
bug.
I saw this and I feared for my life because you don't see these with color on them.
Well, good for them. Well, it's
Also,
Pride
this
Month.
guy
Fuck
was
you.
here.
Yeah, the bell one. The bell.
Yeah. Friend-shaped.
Actually, on my hand, the bell was a cover.
But don't worry, this
Yeah.
way was real scary, but don't worry about it, because Gilgamesh beat it to death, and the amount of massive damage that he was going to hit was stopped by Abuya, who just threw her fucking Keyblade like it was a fucking knife across the room. So don't worry, it was defeated, and Imp was eating it, and then passed out later. The rest of the team proceeded to clear out the area. Hibiki tortured some poor shadows by filling them up and down. Boya spun a lot, did a lot of spinning. Very good at it. Very good at spinning. We had I'm blanking. We had Muna cast fires everywhere and also throw a bottle full of shard glass and
Not
seawater.
everywhere. I set your shoes on fire so you can go faster.
full of shard glass and seawater, which I mean, I guess it was a potion of harm, and sure as hell did harm it.
Can't believe you fucking
that's
can't believe you did that to them.
Big Cat was also doing a lot of damage, man. Sorry, life can be a cold bitch sometimes.
Can't believe you guys fucking threw that shit at my boy.
Well, Big Cat should have known better. Big Cat
We
should have
need
known
more.
to stay in his lane.
We need more of that shit because it worked.
That's the funniest part. It's like, yeah, we're gonna give shit to John about it, but it worked.
We're not gonna buy more. We can make it at home.
Can you?
No. He's a
Can you
crafter.
make it at home?
He knows synthesis.
Gilgamesh can drink a beer, smash the bottle, and then we get some seawater.
I do like being near water. Point is, the fucker is dead. Turns out it was another one of those weird, like, arm thingies and some kind of arm. It wasn't a big hat, or maybe it's still a big hat. Who knows? It was probably a big piece of armor. And they fucking drove that hole into the ceiling and flew the fuck away.
Yeah.
So the team's like, well, why were these assholes sitting around here anyway? And they find these little red things over here, these little blood roots, which are roots that hopefully weren't actually made out of blood. Hopefully it's just their color. We can't, the biology of it is unbeknownst to us.
If it's made of blood, it's made of blood.
But it was found after a small session of Stardew Valley Simulator with Gilgamesh and another small session of Hibiki's an NFC chip reader for nature. We found out that, you know, these actually heal up pretty well. So the team was just mostly just munching on it and trying to figure out what they were going to do next, which was really just go down there, maybe rest a little bit before they try to, you know, overthrow a small monarchy, you know, the usual.
As you do.
As you do.
But what about a big monarchy?
That comes
that's
later.
a lot. It's a little bit too much, and I kind of like the guy. So also he casted late an A level this spell. I don't trust like that. It's a couple of reasons, but yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah. Because of that, you guys were sitting down to rest up. Because we have mentioned that. I'm not sure if I mentioned this on stream, but we definitely mentioned it directly after, if not. But whenever you guys rest near an area that has available sources of food or water or some kind of sustenance or nutrients, you guys can regain your health and do good rests.
Yeah.
So you guys will be whether you eat them or goop them up and rub them on your wounds or who fuck knows, you guys will be gaining back all of your health, but not your shield. Your shield is still gone if it is not there. Gilgamesh is fine though. Gilgamesh is the only person that has shield left. Gilgamesh hasn't been hit.
Yeah.
What the fuck,
Because
Gilgamesh?
literally the entire time, Gilgamesh either has been protected or has been intercepted by Booyah. It is incredible. The power of
It's
team
incredible.
It's great.
Our main tank has
power.
not
I am
been
here
hit.
for you, father.
I guess our off tank technically.
As you guys sit around to rest, you all will also be able to check out your materials that had happened. For example, one thing that happened during the fight was that two of you lost two of your weapons. Gilgamesh, you had lost your sword. Your short sword has been destroyed, has been deleted as such. When it comes to the short sword, however, it can become one of 3 different tiny little thingies. We could just make it another +1 thingy if we decided to, but I didn't want to, because you already have one of those, and that means I give you a +2 thing. Even though technically you can't put more than one of the things on the thing, and I just now thought about that, but I've already went this far, so we're gonna do this.
Awesome.
Gilgamesh, I would like you to roll me a d4, please.
I would love to if Taylor Tuck would open me.
Do it. Do it, Gilgamesh. Roll me.
I'm rolling.
Roll it.
Fuck it. Okay, fine. While I'm waiting for this to open, I'll fucking do a dice roll on Google. Fuck you. Dice roll.
No,
No.
do it here.
No.
No,
Fuck you.
I don't want you to do it. We'll do Zarel's. Zarel, your iron bar had been brokeded.
Yeah.
As your iron bar brokeded, why don't you go ahead and roll me a d4, please?
Oh, D4. Oh boy, I wonder what will happen with my iron bar. It's gone for him too.
2. Do.
2.
Alrighty. Zarel, you are
Yep.
not, unfortunately, going to be getting the enhanced crit from this. Very shame.
Okay.
Shame. Although, to be fair, if you were to get that from it, then you would break a lot more things. Most likely,
It's just my maximum strength.
most likely things would just break all the time. However, you are going to be getting... Making sure this is correct. You can't get power.
No one can get power. Ever.
Power overwhelm.
What form of power is this?
You are going to be gaining another little weapon area, another little weapon thingy. Bloop. This one is going to be two-handed.
Ooh.
You are going to be
Interesting.
gaining a thing that will give the two-handed property to something. What the two-handed
okay.
property does, if I go over to it at the Momo, you will add half of your strength on weapon attacks to your damage.
Ooh.
Which is to say, for you guys, in this scenario, you would be basically adding a +1 to damage for you.
Mm-hmm.
That being said, you can see how potentially later on this can be big. However, when it comes to having something two-handed, you have to be basically wielding that two-handed. Whatever you put this onto, it has to be wielded two-handed, which means you wouldn't be able to use like anything in an offhand, like a shield or a dagger or something like that.
Yeah, and I kind of like having a shield.
For you in particular, this ain't great. This is something that you can hold on to. Maybe you can find some kind of a thing to use it on, but this isn't a thing you can put on a shield, unfortunately, unless somehow you can figure out a way to connect it to your keychain. But how would that ever be a thing that one can do? Why are you saying those things? There's no way that would ever become a thing, dummy. So
Like, why is my inner monologue so mean to me? Was
Gilgamesh.
Soda like going through a crisis when I die? Like,
Gilgamesh. Gila Gumalama Esh. Anthony.
The big guy.
Paladin Black. Santa Claus.
whatever will work.
I'm starting to think it's not there.
I'm starting to think that I'm going to put my foot against his butt in a very fast motion.
Oh.
Not stopping until there is a clap.
Oh.
What if we just all stop talking and like not say or do anything? That way whenever he comes back he thinks like he dropped or something. Ah, but Yomebot's there. We can't do that. Damn.
Just pause Yomebot.
I could, but then nobody hears anything.
On your side, they would if you like did something to Yomebot so she couldn't
You can
transmit
server
the sound.
That is true.
I got it. Play atmospheric empty city wind.
Anthony, you have one more chance. One more chance, Anthony, before we murder you or something.
Yeah, I'm back. Anyway.
There you go. See, all you have to do is threaten him.
Just life is difficult. Anyway, let's see this.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's
4.
fine. Roll me a d4.
I did. I got a 4.
Oh, you already rolled it. Okay, you got a 4.
Yeah, I just did. I did it just now when I got back. Is it the spell Ultima?
Yeah.
Neat. All right. So, Gilgamesh, you are also going to be obtaining a piece of weapon scrap that will have a keyword on it. However, again, just like before, it's very hard to put keywords onto anything. But you will have this one. It will be something you will have. This one is going to have the dueling keyword.
Okay.
Go ahead and put that on here. And what the dueling keyword does is it gives you a +2 onto attacks while this weapon, with this weapon, as long as you have a free hand.
Oh.
Now, again, it is very hard to get a thing onto it. This will be your handle. This is basically what the handle is.
Okay.
That's what the scrap is. It is very hard to put this onto a weapon. You will have to either find somebody who can put it on there, or, I don't know, maybe find some way to put it onto your keychain. That'll never happen, though. Why'd I even mention it? Haha. Anyway.
Yeah, I did. I did it. I put it on my keychain.
No,
Upgrade it now.
No, you didn't. Get it off.
Yes, I did.
Get it
I
off.
put it on the key.
No.
Do the thing.
Get out of here.
Synthesize, you fuck.
But yes, with that being said, maybe one day you guys will figure out a way to do such a thing, to mess about with such objects. But you do currently have the dueling and still the +1. Both of you guys still have your +1s. That is something I forgot to do last game, that we didn't mess about with before. The +1s are different +1s because of where you guys have put them onto. Last game, we were having Zarel attacking with a +1 with their shield, but currently their shield, because it is on a shield, it's giving +1
It gets
AC,
AC instead,
not
yeah.
attack. I'm a dumbass. So yours is a +1 AC, whereas everybody else's are +1 for like their attacks.
Yeah.
We can just say that Zarel was feeling feisty.
Yeah, they were
and
just being a
now-
little feisty that game. Speaking of things we
Yeah,
didn't do
little
right.
feisty boy.
Speaking of things we didn't do right for that battle, we also had Hibiki go super mode.
I sure went super mode without meaning to. Yeah, so I'm not supposed to be able to use the main ability of the green card without using both.
So
Green
what essentially
tokens?
needs to happen when it comes to using roll, whenever you use the flow of roll, that costs 2 AP, and that lasts for the remainder of the round. What we were doing was the motion, which gives you 2 extra hex of movement and makes enemies attack you at disadvantage. What that is for is for basically disengaging and running away. It's for going through like a group of enemies and having them, if they go for attacks on you, they'll have disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened last time because Zarel was feeling a bit feisty.
Yeah, you're just being a little feisty. Zarel was Zarel was feisty, and so you
Yeah.
Yeah, my inner rage spread to you.
You see, I was really pissed
Feel
off,
the
and
hatred, Hibiki.
I was really pissed off and really fast. Now I'm not as
Hey.
fast anymore, and it's fine.
It's fine. But we do have all those things going down. And potentially, maybe you guys can mess about with getting things back. Currently, 2 of you are missing some weapons.
I thought you were gonna say missing our legs. I don't know why.
Mysterious Jasper Ring can still be used for attacking on your side there, Gilgamesh. Would you like to put the keychain on your ring?
I don't know how that's supposed to work optically. Like, I don't.
Don't worry about it. Just trust your gut instincts.
It's kind
How
of like
would I-
it's kind of like having like a little you have like a little chain added onto your ring.
You know those rings from Hitman Reborn?
Oh my fucking god.
Amazing.
Oh my fucking god, you weeby shit.
There you go.
Yeah, sure. Put the fucking. I guess.
Bloop.
I know. I know is the ring is good at channeling magic without
Put it in
threatening
the
to break.
square hole.
What this is essentially going to do for you is if you
Mhm.
cast magic with the ring, you can also try to punch them.
Are you telling me I have a stone fist spell?
Sure.
Cool.
Sure.
However, you also do note that that will most likely be bad for the ring.
All right. Okay, so weapons are made for striking, not magic. Rings are made for magic, not striking.
Essentially, but that doesn't mean that they also can explode through magic.
You know, I'm hoping that statistically speaking, the ring has a higher threshold for magic than a sword.
Dude, we'll see, man. We'll see. But with that being said, all of you would rest this little bit of time you would need to rest. Gilgamesh, you are not needing to rest that much. This is only going to be like an hour or so rest. As you guys are doing such things, Imp will not wake up until the end of said rest. I would like to know, during this rest, does anybody want to do anything?
I have one question.
What would you like to say?
Is it possible to make the Ring of the Lucia?
I don't know what that is.
Did you play 15?
No.
It's that one ring that literally one-shots everything in existence.
No.
No, yeah, it is.
No, you can't. You can't do it.
Fuck you, I can't. Watch me combine Ultima with Mega Flare.
And then put it in this ring.
In this specific ring,
Don't.
I will fucking punch you at the end of existence.
Is that a flare?
Oh no! Donald, no!
Donald, no.
Muna, are you holding on to these 3 blood roots?
Yep.
Put them
I'm gonna
in. Put them on your sheet. You put them in your inventory.
All right.
They will each take up 1 spot. That being said, does anybody want to do or say or say anything during this hour of rest you guys are having?
Well, personally, I want to at least look around to see if I can find a decently sized rock, because my shield's gonna give up very soon.
You're like, there gotta be a rock around here
There's
somewhere.
gonna be a rock here big enough for me to put around something.
Oh man, this is a boulder.
You look
Can't
around.
use this.
You look around for a rock. I'd like you to roll me for your instinct, please.
Roll for rock. Roll for rock.
Roll me for your insight, please.
Let's go, baby. 1.
Zarel, you look wherever you can. Unfortunately, you're not really much able to find much of anything. The rocks around here, a lot of them are too big, a lot of them are too small. You don't really have any idea how you could make one big one into a smaller one. That seems dumb. You make your way
It
through.
seems like a lot of work.
You make your way through. You find like a little alcove in this area. You go in. You like look around. You're like, maybe there's be a big rock in there, but not like too big. You step in. You do find a rock, but it has a sword stuck in it, and you're like, that's dumb. So you leave. You can and then just make your way.
Why would there be a sword stuck? As
Well,
he
that
comes
rock-
back,
that
he's
rock
like,
obviously-
Why would there be a sword stuck in a rock? This just completely defeats the purpose of all things.
Well, that rock obviously wouldn't work. It was split in half by a sword. Fuck that.
Yeah, he's mad about it. He's like, why? The rock is ruined. The best rock I found, and it is completely ruined. Who puts a sword through a rock?
Glad I chucked that off the mountain.
I threw that.
You just throw it like off into the waters over here. It breaks the rock. The sword goes flying.
The only thing that I found that sword was useful for is it had a nice handle for when I threw it off the area. It did a nice skip when it hit the water. It was actually quite satisfying.
It was very satisfying. I will bring up, you guys all do know that if any of you need anything, Hibiki has a second weapon. You want to beat him up and take it?
I was going to offer if anybody needed a chain. It has reach, although it uses agility for attack.
Hey,
Can the
Hibiki,
chain be used to cover someone for damage?
Hibiki, I understand, but we have to earn our weapons, so we have to beat you up.
Give me the fucking weapon.
It
You would
will.
like the chain?
You will note, like what they said, it does use agility for attacks.
But it has the Oh wait, no, that was my thing. That has the thingy. That's right. I have the grapple thing.
So, for you especially, Gilgamesh, you would be attacking with -2s.
Good.
Zarel, you would be attacking normally. If you had it.
I suppose I wouldn't mind grabbing it then. It is better than nothing. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, you'd have a +0, but you would not have a negative in using it.
All right, then. Here you go, my friend.
Meaning is beating the default.
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 The
As,
sweetest word in the Cherished language.
as you gain this chain, you do find, now that you have a weapon on you that is not being used, but does not also have other things messed about with, Gilgamesh and Zarel, upon seeing this weapon and upon seeing it glowing in majesty in front of you, Zarel, you feel like, if you wanted to, you could socket your two-handed into this. Because chains can take that.
I could. But I like holding the other thing, and then I have to carry a big chain and the shield. The shield's basically about to break anyway. Life is so hard. Fuck it.
I will remind
Fuck it.
you don't have to use the two-handed property, but if you use the two-handed property, which means dropping your shield, you'll gain an extra damage.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah, you can just regularly swing the chain around, you just won't have the two-handed property on it.
Oh, understood. Okay, I understand.
Yeah. So, you guys note that whenever something can have these things on them, whenever something is maybe built for it, such as looking at a large chain and being like, yeah, I could probably hold two hands on that, that they can easily socket into each other. Congrats, you did. Good job.
We're learning something tonight.
Good job. As Zarel, you make your way back through this. You are given a chain by Hibiki. Anything else anybody wants to do before we end things for this rest?
I don't think I have potion stuff on me, so I think the roots are it for me for now.
I don't know how long it would take to learn one of those fancy moves you pulled off, Booyah. Either the spinning thing or the smashing one you did.
Probably longer than we're gonna be here. You're interested in learning moves?
Well, if I'm gonna keep fighting these things, I need to, expand what I can do.
I mean, when it comes to my fighting style, I just mostly throw my weight around a bit, as you say. It's not really that hard, but it would take longer than we plan on being here, unless we don't plan on going and immediately going to the manor. That's up to you.
Figured I'd ask. Get that out there for not just me, but everyone, I guess.
I could teach things that I know. I mean, technically I am a master. But it would take a little bit of time.
Understandable. Can't really pick up everything.
The only things I'd be a little iffy on teaching are any of my abilities that have to do with my origins, but other than that, spinning around, I can definitely teach that. Doing a little spin move?
Yeah. I feel like it would probably work well with a chain.
Oh, probably.
I would be interested in learning how you so easily knock those heartless into the sky.
Oh, yeah, sure. Again, it would take a little bit of time, but I could definitely teach you guys. You guys definitely have the physiques for it. Like looks over toward Hibiki. It might be a little harder for you to learn how to smash things.
What?
You
No
know, your
way.
compounded atrophy and everything.
I'm just thinking, Booyah, like, it takes a lot of work and dedication, Sora. It's all in your clothing.
Fuck off. Fucking goddamn.
Tell me I'm wrong.
You're not. Fuck.
When it comes to Boya, she will go over with you guys things that she could potentially teach you. Looking at her sheet, she will not teach you any of the dark magics that they have, or any of the sleights thereof that combine those. However, they do have the green card spin, the red card smash, and making sure I am correct on their magic. I think they have one other magic that is not the big magic that no big magic.
Magic.
You learn your magic. I can teach you the Yolurnger magics.
Hold on. Booyah, confirm your Lunger?
Yeah, it's just like 5th timeline test.
Fucking fool.
Oh no, I guess they don't have any of the other magics. That doesn't make sense. I thought I gave you a magics.
Heck.
That's dumb. You should have a magics. I'm going to give them a magic. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, there are 6 options of magic they can learn. So, I would like for Hibiki. Roll me a d6.
Yeah. Okay. Please be something we haven't seen. 6.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right then. That would have came in handy earlier.
Yeah.
But they also have access to this spell.
This spell, it's my fave. You fuck.
No, I gotta see it. I gotta see it.
Oh my god.
That would have came in useful
Yeah.
earlier.
Booyah.
Booyah! Oh,
Booyah!
Oh, booyah, you little rascal.
It's fine. She used all her magic doing her darkness stuff.
Yeah.
Also, forgive me if I'm remembering correctly. Did Tortolor hand off something to me like before she left in her truck? I forget if she did. I don't think she did, but for some reason that just came to mind.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think she did either. I don't know why I felt like she did, but
I don't
Yeah.
think so. Could be wrong. Chat, did Tortolor do that? I'm don't. But
go back 2 episodes and check. I guess I don't know.
Fire core thing. Oh yeah. You were given the little fire cartridge.
Oh yeah.
Let me go and grab that for you.
Why did I feel like I forgot? I did forget, and I knew that I should have had it, and I'm like, why can't I remember what the fuck it was? Why do I feel this way? And I was correct. Thank you, chat. You're the best for remembering things that I forget.
We're gonna put it in this one because I don't use this one enough.
The spell was cure. The healing one, you see. A thing that would have been really useful for us low HP people.
Because it is this fire core, it also has an extra effect on it, but you would have been given this.
Oh, hell yeah.
It is a one-time use, it is a consumable. But it's this right here. You can cast any spell on a fire card you possess, bypasses resistance.
Hooray! It's too bad I don't own a fire card.
All of you guys would have access to the one fire card that is right here. You wouldn't have access to it in terms of using it, but you guys collectively have this fire card. So you can use any spell on this fire card, including the enchant or the protect one.
Oh.
And the damage that it does bypass resistances. Roll me a d4 on that, please.
All right. One.
I will give this 2 charges.
Hell yeah.
In fact, instead of giving it 2 charges, I'm just going to give you 2 of them.
Hooray! That's perfect.
That helps out a lot. That works a lot better.
I forget. Would the protect thing also refresh the shield?
Yep.
For this magic stuff?
I believe so.
Awesome.
Let me look. Does this one do it? Target a flaming barrier. Target for 3 turns. 1d4 fire damage. No, it does not.
All right. So there are
this
cards
one in particular
that
does not have that. If you look at your arrow, I believe also doesn't do it.
Arrow also doesn't do it. Does water do it?
Yes. Water adds +10 shield.
All right.
But yes,
cool,
you can use any of the abilities on that fire card. You have 2 uses.
Pog.
Booya explains they know how to use Cure, but they were so pooped from using all their other spells that they couldn't use it earlier. Just so pooped. I gave you my mana potion earlier, and I couldn't use it, and here you go. I know that though now. It's here.
Okay.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
But yes, they have those 3 things to be able to teach you. By 3, I mean also there is the spin card, but I don't have that in the room. I can put it in the room, but it isn't going to be in a pretty thing. Hold on. Let me just go ahead and unlink this. Perfect. Boop. And custom. I can just put it in. Kingdom Hearts cards. That's the Zelda cards, not the Kingdom Hearts cards. Kingdom Hearts text. They're called text. That's why I couldn't find it.
Couldn't find it.
No, it isn't slide. They don't know slide.
Jump, jump, slide, slide.
Just going to resave it because I can't find it. Spin. Save.
She just doesn't want to admit that she learned how to cure after this fight was over.
Yeah,
Like,
they learned it at the end, just like when the final blow was done, like the little menu appears in the top left of the screen.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
It says learn.
She doesn't want to admit it.
It says learn to cure. Yeah, here's spin.
Oh hell yeah. Speed.
After 3 rounds of combat, this card does not require an extra use of an additional green AP. So it gets better as combat goes forward. It's regular motion. Whenever you attack with a red card, you may also strike any around you within range with an additional green AP. You have the environment saying as a reaction, if you would be attacked from behind, roll agility against the attack. If you succeed, you can negate any advantage the attacker has and hit them with a strike. Basically the actual strike card. Burst, whenever you attack with a blue card, you may strike 1d4 of foes within range of the additional green AP. And Blitz, whenever using this card and a group of enemies are within 6 range of the user, they may roll an addition or use an additional green AP to move to the center of those targets as long as those attacks would hit more than 1 foe. So basically, if you're about to attack and you feel like, oh, within 6 squares I can hit 2 things, you move over to those targets instead. However, all of these consume additional green APs, except for the environment, which takes your reaction.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So these are the 3 things they can potentially teach you, but again, would take a little bit too long for you guys to learn them at the Momo.
Yeah.
Upon being set into that, you guys would spend the rest of... I'm actually going to get rid of this because I remember last time that the Roxas song got us hit with acclaim.
Oh.
Get out of here, Roxas fucker. All right.
No more.
As you guys would rest here, every now and then, Hibiki, your coin would make another little thing grow around the area within this little bit of time. Because of that, you guys are able to somewhat heal up your wounds, and we'll also say Cure had some effect on that. They got some magic back, it's fine. But you
So we
guys
also
would
get magic back on rest.
Yep,
Got it.
you guys would get your all your mana back, as well as all of your health, but not your shield.
Cool.
At the end of the rest, you guys would hear, ah, ah,
Wow, you're awake.
blah.
Mostly.
Good morning. Or I guess afternoon.
Is it dark outside?
We are in a cave.
Is it dark outside though?
It was pretty twilight out there, so it'll probably be dark soon.
It's morning.
How you feel?
I'm bloated.
Did it taste good at least, darling?
Not really. Didn't really taste much of anything, to be honest.
Did it work? Was it? I mean, I guess I wouldn't call it good, but I'm, you know.
Just kind of like leans back against the wall, like holding on to their tummy. Think I ate too much.
Oh, there.
Little fella, I'm gonna pat his stomach.
Thank you.
It's
You're
all right,
nice.
It's all right. I suppose that eating shadow as some kind of essence does actually fill you in a very similar way to how people eat. Interesting.
Not really. I'm mostly rubbing my stomach for comedic purposes. It didn't actually go into my stomach, but I do feel bloated.
Oh,
So
I still
you're
pat his
saying-
stomach.
Thank you. You're really nice.
So it's like your whole body that feels bloated.
Yeah, it's that's like my skin. Is this skin? My skin feels really tight. Like you put a whole bunch of stuff into a balloon. Feel like if you
Like it can't fit you.
Yeah. Fuck.
Well, it's a small thing, but at least this means you will soon become more powerful.
Oh yeah, definitely. I could a little bit more like that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So anyway, would you happen to know why a bunch of Heartless would be, I guess, trying to get at these bloodroot things?
Oh, the what now? This stands up, walks over. I don't know. I mean, I guess they might have been hungry.
Makes sense.
We don't have to eat, but like we can, and we do a lot.
Oh, I suppose that you have the chance to eat, then I would see no reason not to do it whenever possible.
Yeah. Except if you get bloated. They probably don't get bloated. Lucky assholes. Bloodroot? No. The ones that ate the bloodroot.
Oh, no, or they don't. I mean, suppose it's. Where does it go if they? I mean, I suppose it goes to where these things tend to go. I suppose.
Probably wherever everything else they eat or consume goes. Like it probably either goes back to the realm of darkness or collects itself in its own mass.
There's a bloodroot mass.
Oh, they're like a mass, like they're like so if a shadow shoved that into its mouth or just in its chest or however they eat, it'd probably just become a part of them. At which point, if you kill them, they might just burst into little piñatas full of bloodroots.
Fucked up.
Booyah has not reacted to him. Curious. I mean, last game, Booyah tried to get him, tried to grab him, and he's like ah! But like she like picked him up before and like held on to him.
He did say very strangely.
Oh, she didn't? Yeah, she did at the very end. Fuck off. Anyway. But as you guys see them just like looking over, whatever these things are, they're organic, but yeah, they look tasty.
They were tasty. I believe so. They were a pretty healing meal. Brownwood, a whole bunch of them. Or at least one really big one.
A lot of Heartless just kind of grab things. So things like this are just kind of what they like. Like they grab money, they grab items, they grab everything and just sort of eat it. And then when you beat them up, sometimes they drop them.
So they were here eating off of these. Maybe, I suppose.
Makes as much sense as anything else.
I suppose if they can eat anything, then a vegetable will be as good as anything.
But I guess
mostly anything that can fit, I guess. So it depends on how big the Heartless is in those cases.
I don't know. I think Big Hat was pretty big.
Though I guess they must not have gotten to him yet because none of them really dropped one.
Weird.
Just shrugging like.
Yeah, just shrug. It's like
Everyone's just shrugging.
The future of the Heartless sure is mysterious.
I mean, the guy that you guys had me fighting before, or not the guy you had me fighting before, that guy was terrifying. But like the one at the end of the room, it didn't really seem that guy had any arms.
No.
So maybe he just couldn't pick them up. But it liked them? I don't know.
I mean, there
They're
was
dead.
the other
I
one
have
that
no idea
was.
what they were thinking.
I mean, the other one was technically an arm, I think, but they were separate.
I don't know.
This is really hurting my head. I have to say it.
Things.
Most of those Heartless are just honestly mindless in a lot of ways.
I suppose it really just ends in it being that they saw something to eat and they put it in their mouths. Lack thereof.
The cycle.
The cycle?
The cycle of putting things in their mouth.
Oh, I suppose it is a cycle when you think of it that way.
The circle of mouth.
Muna, you're scaring me.
I'm scaring me.
Why do you care about these things?
Well, I suppose sometimes you just want to know how things around you work. It's a new thing that seems pretty important considering that this world is, slightly being taken over by it, potentially continues to be taken over by it.
And if you look up, two of them kind of just left after getting beaten up.
Oh yeah, there you go. There's a hole up there.
Yeah, I think this is a little bit out of. I mean, you guys remember whenever I told you that I was not very powerful, right? You guys remember that?
Yeah.
So why'd you bring me here?
Yet.
I mean, that was his idea. Points who's around.
I'm just saying, you're doing fine. You got to have a nice meal. I feel like everything considered, it all worked out.
Everything is okay.
We got some.
You got some what?
Gilgamesh is here.
You got some what? You cut out.
You got some bloodroot. Gilgamesh is here. It's. Oh, my microphone was at 5% efficiency the whole time. No wonder no one could fucking hear me.
I also like that you cut out, so it's like we got Gilgamesh is here.
Love it.
I've just been monologuing, and it's like, man, why are we all just quiet all of a sudden?
Well, either way, seemed like you guys, well, picked him up here. Not really a lot else to do, but, mosey on out of here. Just gonna leave.
You're free to go whenever you feel like. That's fine. You don't have to drag it out.
You see them take one last look over toward where Booyah is, and then just start taking off toward the door.
Oh, there he goes.
He seems more afraid of
What a
you.
nice fella.
Useful for now. Hopefully he'll become more useful. No, he seems particularly terrified of Boo.
I haven't really met any sentient heartless like that before, or I guess hardly any sentient heartless to begin with.
Have you ever taken the time to try?
Well, sometimes, but not whenever they're trying to eat your face, usually.
And what other times are they around?
Whenever they're trying to eat everyone's faces. Those creatures, they're not grand. Whenever they are around, it usually means that that world is being attacked or is drowning in darkness. It's in those times that Keyblade builders try to save as much as we can, but it isn't something like... We can't always protect those worlds. And if we do protect those worlds, it's because we have to get rid of the darkness that's there. We've never really had a world survive this long without the darkness being taken care of in some way.
It's hard to discern if the darkness itself is not as dangerous here than it is in the normal worlds. Or perhaps there was something lacking with the Keyblade builders.
I don't know about that, but I do know that this world is special. That's why me and my master came here beforehand. We sensed the darkness approaching. I sensed it. But whenever everything was going on, whenever I was trying to tell everyone about it, nobody would listen. And it was rough. I felt that this world... This is one of the larger worlds around that I know of, at least. And it's connected to many other worlds. If this world were to fall, then many worlds would fall behind it.
It would set up a chain of events.
If it wasn't for the fact that that gummy train got destroyed, things might already have been really bad on those other worlds. It might have been the best thing for this world to have that thing destroyed beforehand.
Probably isn't a good idea to have to rebuild it, perhaps.
At least until after this is settled, I think. But it seems like that might be a priority for the king. I spoke with him a little bit, but he mostly was just sort of out of it whenever we were talking. I believe it might have had something to do with that music box, but when it came to everything about it, when it came to the world around, whenever I first got here, people were really resistant against hearing anything that we had to say.
Anything at all, they just wouldn't listen to you.
It gave me
It's
unease.
still on to me.
It gave me unease. The only times we ever ran into things like that was when a world was beyond saving, usually. When the darkness had taken a hold so much that the people themselves were drawing the Heartless in, and not anything abnormal or anything in particular. The fact that we were being sort of turned away by everyone around us gave me pause, but it did seem as if a lot of people were able to hear us. The people down in the other sections of the city did seem to talk with us a lot. Especially now that everything's going down, I feel that maybe I just talked to the wrong people. I don't know. Even the king seemed more reasonable this time.
When you tried to warn them of the coming doom, where were you? What was happening?
We had made our way to the upper city, the one that was on the other side of the dam we were just on. When we had gone there, we had hoped to speak with anyone that we could who was in charge, and the only way we could do so was by getting atop that large tree heading to that castle area. But they wouldn't allow us, which is why we had to go to there in the first place. When we had tried to land there, there was something stopping us from getting there from the outside. I don't incredibly know the kind of magics that are on this world. I was only here for a short time before everything had gone the way it already has, but it was difficult. And once we were finally able to speak to them, they weren't listening. And I guess I might have caused a bit of that problem. When people weren't listening to us, when they were basically trying to make the threat of the Heartless out to be not what it seemed, when they were telling my master that he was just trying to take advantage of them, I got upset. And I had a bit of an outburst. You might have heard the king mention it.
I remember that.
I wanted to show them that we weren't here to do anything bad to them. We were here to protect them, but in the end, I probably did the opposite. I don't want to make excuses for what I did. I was just tired of day in and day out everyone ridiculing us, not listening to what we had to say even for a moment.
And yes, that's an incredibly rude thing, honestly, for them to not listen. Who makes their trip all the way over here for no reason?
Humans are unwilling to listen to things they don't like to hear. It's sad if you can feel pity for creatures like that.
The only one that ever seemed like they might listen, unfortunately, is the one we are going off to go and defeat.
The Mad Noble.
He was listening to me for a while. In fact, for the first little bit, it seemed as if he was doing the same thing he's doing with all of you. He had invited me and my master off to a dinner, and everything seemed mostly fine, but he turned sour after we had our talks. It seemed as if he felt strangely about it. I don't know if he just didn't believe us and thought he could get something else from us, or he thought that we were meaning something else. I don't know. Whenever he spoke as if he had a familiarity with what we were speaking of, but not in the same sense that we'd seen others do the same. It was an odd experience, and also one that my master and I felt we would not have again.
Gushing.
I was hiding as much as I could on the way up here, because if they would have seen me in your guys' vehicle, then maybe they would have done more, but it seemed my fears were subsided. They were a lot more interested in Zarel than me.
But Zarel is an interesting person.
I worry that if I go with you, though, that there will be consequences.
There'll be consequences no matter what happens in that place.
I know that there's going to be...
Yeah.
I know that there's going to be that creature that's there. We saw it. So if you all plan on just going in for an attack, I am more than welcome to make myself useful. But if you actually are planning to speak with them or do anything with that dinner they have planned, I should probably wait outside.
You could snoop around during that time.
Snooping is difficult if you're not invited to that place. There seems to be some kind of magic about it. I don't understand it myself, but it's very difficult to even make your way through there. Whenever you all got through and you guys were able to be invited, I breathed a sigh of fresh air. But I don't know how things would have been if you hadn't have well, if more likely than that, if Ramu hadn't have done what they did.
Ramu's very powerful. Is that right, Ramu?
Eka.
That's right, Ramu.
Ramu.
There is another thing I'd like to bring up.
Yeah.
If you did want to just figure out more about that place, there is someone that you have back at your base that you could maybe have help you out with that. You have the carpenter that said that they knew the area about. I spoke with them a little while whenever I was around them, but they didn't really seem to make any sort of actual map for me. So I don't think I can help you out with that. But there is also that noblewoman you all saved. I believe that she is from this place. That being said, I don't think you'll be able to do either one.
Sense, yes.
I don't think you'll be able to do either one and still keep your date with that dinner though.
That is right. I don't know. I wouldn't want to be late. Seems kind of impolite. I know we're gonna deliver him to a small armada, but it just feels a little bit impolite.
A little, but
I'm more thinking that perhaps you could make several tries at this place. If you do plan on doing much of anything, if you want to figure out as much as you can about them, the strange powers or magics they seem to have access to. Or, again, if you want to just go in and level the place, I've heard quite enough about them to completely have a clear conscience about it.
I mean, yeah, apparently they're out there, kidnapping entire Cherished and, have some weird lineage thing, and apparently now, whatever they're doing, the line is long for these two.
If it wasn't for the fact that that one Cherish had said that they were probably fine for a while, I would say that we should go in right now. But I don't know.
Well, what?
No, you go ahead, Zarel. I interrupted you.
No, you go ahead.
Oh,
no, you
fuck.
hang
No,
up.
you go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
No, you go ahead, because I forgot what I was about to say.
Rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season, duck season, rabbit season, duck season 5.
I suppose that it would make sense to take several trips, right? If this place is of such strange magic and high importance, then getting ourselves in decent enough graces feels like a good enough plan. And then coming along and doing whatever we have to do.
That does mean that there needs to be a way for you to come back in those times, though. You will have to make a good impression on them tonight if you wish to make your way back.
Well, look at us! Aren't we just a beautiful party of people?
We are beautiful.
Sorry, I sounded like I was not sure. My computer restarted.
Oh, that's what you call your brain.
Shut up. I feel like all of us together give him a pretty good impression.
I think I got a pretty good impression on his guards already. So what's more with impressing another rich guy?
Ramu puts their fist out and shakes it up and down like, I got a good impression right here.
Thank you, Ramu.
Imitates Ramu and nods.
They don't say that, though. They go, Pika.
Indeed. Pika.
Pika. Gets over here with Muna.
Anarchy. Anarchy.
I'm not saying no. I'm saying, could we put anarchy on the back seat until we have time?
Okay.
Thank you, Muna.
Only for you, darling.
Oh, very nice.
Seems like a good enough
So-
plan. Gets us time to, learn a couple new tricks. Get the map. Maybe get better, I don't know, weapons, maybe some armor along the way.
Indeed.
Because I don't know about you, but I don't feel pretty protected just by checking.
But didn't you say you didn't want to take that off?
Jacket.
No.
No, shut up. Let me alone.
No.
I don't feel very protected. Well, we can get you something. No.
We can get you something. No. I would like to complain about it, but also do nothing about it.
I'd like to complain and do nothing.
I get
Oh,
that.
you are an American.
I
understand
completely
why
get
your
that.
postal atrophy is here.
But yeah, as you guys would have this bit of time to make your way, what is the current plan then? As you guys go to step out from here and you get into your truck once more, is the plan to make your way there, have Booyah separate from you guys so you guys can actually integrate yourself with the person and their area and learn things from them, or do you wish to keep Booyah with you and just storm the fucking place?
Ooh, gotcha. Oh, okay, I'll do that first.
Unless Anthony has a good, argument to just go balls deep on this.
I like how not even Will, just Anthony.
Well, you see, the thing is, there's no reason to object to anything any of you have said so far. He's made it clear he wants to just burn it down and break that noble in half. But he hasn't objected to anything.
We can have a nice meal, Gilgamesh.
Then it seems
Can't
that,
we burn it down after the nice meal?
Fine.
Can't we burn it down after we eat all of their food?
I can find this acceptable.
Rude, Sorrel, but I am hungry.
Well, it's not rude. We're doing the thing we're going to do. We're going to have a good time, and then we burn it down. Feels like a pretty decent amount of events.
It's like my childhood memories all over again. I wish I had those childhood memories.
You guys, whenever you get far enough where you believe that you are going to be potentially on the land of let's go over to him so we can see his big funny name again. There he is, right? None of those. Where are they at? Ah, there he is. Duke Coquillicot Aime Alcide.
Cock.
Mr. Cockman.
Mr. Cockman. What?
Bring me a
Give me a cock.
Stop making fun of my name.
the fattest
Make
cock.
it the biggest that you ever cock.
Duke Cock.
I like titties.
As you guys would get around the point where you believe his land were to start, Booyah would make their way off of the truck, looking off and around the area as they do. They look back at you guys. So I guess I'll see you guys at the bottom.
Be safe out there.
I won't be
Yep.
too far away. If there is anything you ever feel like you need help with, if you make a show of it, I might be able to see it.
So I suppose we'll scream real loudly until you see it.
We'll see.
Well, either we scream or...
I'm pretty sure I'll be able to see it if the manor starts burning, so there.
If you hear the screams of maidens and it's... Well, okay, maybe we'll save a couple maidens.
Hop, 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 hop.
Goodbye!
Alright, so first we liberate the slaves.
They have slaves.
They have slaves.
They don't?
I don't think they
I
do.
thought they were all getting paid. I mean, I suppose I don't know that, but now you're asking a good question. This is a lot of information I had not considered about it.
If they do have slaves, we have an even bigger reason to kill them all.
I mean, we're not supposed to kill them all, but I'm hungry.
Oh, so you'll eat them.
I was thinking like a nice meal. I wasn't thinking like people.
It's like the Last Supper, except we're all Judas and we're all crowded whispering at the one guy.
You guys go to leave. I will say, I would like for each of you to remember this place you had just came from. This little cave area. Potentially, later on, who knows, but potentially you will find yourselves having need or want of some of these blood roots again. So having a good place to know where they are might be good.
They are good things.
They're pretty okay. They're pretty wondrous. We love them.
I'll take my candle back.
Sure. Take your candle back. It's not like
Actually, you know what? Hibiki, you get 2 candles.
Oh, I accidentally put Booyah and and Imp into it. Into my
Booyah has been sent to the realm.
Get over here.
Hibiki is now double candle, double scented.
Perfect.
Double scented?
Yeah.
That makes him double sexy.
Yeah.
Thanks.
You go get them, Tiger, while we blow everything up.
You all
What?
find, as you get to the bottom of the mountains once again, a short ride away, past where the river that you guys had seen things in before go, and up until the first of the walls, you guys remember being there. You do note, sitting outside of the walls are more of the guards you guys had seen before. As you find Mark, only French. Is Mark only French? Hello, bonjour. I see that you have made your way back here, Lord Zorel, and driver, and the others. Hello.
Yeah, we have indeed made our way
Yes.
back.
Yes.
It was a delightful trip.
I hope that you had a wonderful stay with the dam and such. We had just sent your compatriots off a little while ago. We were able to get them through and off to the other side of our lands, and they had a wonderful time. Absolutely the best time. That they said that it was a grand. They said that their stay was magnificent. They loved it.
Oh,
That's great
very
to hear.
good.
So,
Let's see.
you have made your way here. You are. Would you like me to let my lord know that you are here to have your banquet?
Oh, of course. We're all here and ready for the banquet.
I see. Yes, I will be sure to tell them that everything is a go. Then, if you would be so kind as to wait here for 5 or 10 minutes, please.
Oh, absolutely. Take the time that you need.
Thank you, Lord Zorel. Thank you very much. Thank you. He's like
No,
bowing
thank
as
you,
he's like
yours.
walking
I forgot
behind.
one.
Oh, thank you very much, Lord Zorel. Flamio.
Flamio!
You guys see him bowing and moving backwards through the gate. Do you guys wish to wait here the 5-10 minutes?
All right, so here's what you need to understand. Yes, there is a separate salad fork. Yes, there is a separate seafood fork.
And yes, this does matter, apparently.
And yes, this does matter to them. So,
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to receive utensils that I'm gonna use to put foods in my mouth.
that's what I'm talking about.
And well, you know, I'm glad we're in the same place. Oh, there goes my. All right.
Yeah, I noticed you weren't
Okay.
in.
And she's going to, like, kind of... She can't draw a picture, she realizes, so she's like, pretend this is your plate. You put this here, this here, this here. Starts explaining
Okay.
for those 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay. As those two are studying up dinner etiquette, what about the two of you? Do you have anything you guys want to do during this 5-10 minutes?
I guess he will take a walk around what he's allowed to be around in this particular city area.
Currently, you are not within any city area. You are outside
I'm
of
not
the
within
main
any.
wall. There is the road, the gate, and the road, and the wall.
gate.
Cool. He will not do that then. There's nothing interesting out here, I guess.
No, you can make your way to the wall if you'd like to look it over, do anything there. You can make your way to the gate, see if you might be able to talk to anybody who's there.
He will take a look at the magnificent wall that is around the city.
Oh, it's such a good wall. It's a fucking great wall. It's like if
had
there was a wall this is probably the greatest wall that has ever walled in any world. It's such a
We're
good wall.
taking this wall
And they
down.
made Lord Akron pay for it too. It was the whole thing.
If there was any personage out there, they would find it hard to go over said wall and get into the area inside because of this great wall.
Just such a great wall.
So you guys are taking this as a Trump joke. I'm using it as a Great Wall of China joke, and we have to meet in the middle somewhere. And I'm trying. And
It's okay. They made the Huns pay for
Now
it.
they made the
all
Huns pay for it.
Oh my god.
How's that for your fucking medal?
Perfect. Thank you. I'm gonna give you
Good job,
inspiration.
team.
Here you go. You get it. You're gonna get a gill
You're
splash.
gonna get it. The inspiration.
In fact,
that
I'm also gonna give Zarel 2 spalations because I forgot to give them some earlier.
Oh, thanks.
Hell yeah.
But no,
At this point, you just been doing the summary without reward.
as you check the wall
We
out,
need it
as
for
you
script.
look it over, you do find that there is probably no way of scaling it on this side without specialized equipment. You would potentially need actual climbing gear, and maybe even like from what you've seen in those like spy thrillers and shit like that. You need maybe a hook shot and shit like that. You know,
A grappling hook, a hook shot, the ability to fly, any of these many things.
You do know on the outside of said wall there is still that one opening you had seen whenever you had gotten that bottle before with the others that seemed to go underneath the wall into a small stream. Maybe that could be some way inside, but unless that is taken care of, unless that is going through, that is honestly the only other way you can see on this side at the very least.
Okay. And Booyah mentioned something about a magic or something keeping people effectively out without being invited in.
No, they said that unless you were invited, he would know that you were in.
Ah, gotcha.
So nothing keeping you out, but if you tried, according to Booyah, at least this is what you would have taken from it, if you tried to get in without him knowing, he would probably know. But because he knows you guys are coming, that doesn't work. It's kind of like almost in a I invite you in like a vampire kind of thing.
Oh, I'll do it.
I understand
This
now.
specifically protects against vampires. No.
Oh, the vampires are getting owned right now.
Fuck you, vampires. You start wondering to yourself, since you were like, you and Muna, I think, would be the only two, maybe Gil, be like the only ones that even know what that is. Like, do they even have vampires in this world? Fucking who knows? Maybe they have vampire movies.
Are vampires a thing from my world, Dika? You would know more than anyone. Is there vampiricism?
That's so hard. I would say that any kind of vampirism in your world would be still sort of allocated to magic, so you would call them more like blood mages. But specifically vampirism, probably no. But there are also magic that lets you take on properties of animals that maybe could make like a vampire bat person.
Sanguimancy.
Yeah. So yeah, Muna and Hibiki, don't be the only ones who would know the term vampire.
Come on, say what?
God. Gilgamesh, while Hibiki is checking out the wall, and while the other two are explaining dinner etiquette, what would you like to be doing for this 5-10 minutes?
Looking at the guards and all that, the setup out here, what, from my experience with soldiers, let's call them that, how are these guys looking? How difficult would it be to get through away with these guys?
Roll me insight.
Yeah. Let's do that thing. Now let's do that thing.
Do that fucking music, white.
10. Roll me another one because you had a fleeting.
Oh, cool. So that's a +4 instead. That's a +6 to whatever this is. 25 total.
Gilgamesh, looking over at the gate where the other guards and things would be, you do note that any of them that are like moving around like how you would think they would, they seem to be mostly moving normally, almost at a position of not even very well. None of them are marching. None of them are keeping a lot of pace. They are standing rather imposingly, but you can tell just from their basic movements, especially from the one that came to speak to you, they are not amazingly trained soldiers. They definitely feel like they are more for show than anything. However, you do note that the majority of the soldiers that you see are standing very at attention. And by very at attention, I mean, Gilgamesh, these seem to be, as you watch them for this 5-10 minutes, some of the most disciplined soldiers you've ever seen. They don't move an inch. The ones that seem to be at the top of the tower, the ones that seem to be at the very front of the gate, they appear to be standing so still, you actually for a moment wonder if they're alive. But they do seem to give off a sense of breathing every now and then. So there is a vast difference between the soldiers here. Some of them are standing very still, very disciplined, very crazily at attention. And the others, the ones that are mostly moving around, they seem to be very lax, very untrained.
Just noting this discrepancy, is just thinking the ones that are still as statues. Can we see their faces? Are they visible? Are they?
They're all covered. Each of them are wearing helmets. As you look at them, they all also seem to have different complexions and differing things about them. Since most of them are in the half helmets that you can see here, from this man, you do see that most of them just appear to have a very stern look to them. Again, they're even like their mouths, even like parts of their. If you hadn't specifically looked for them breathing, you would wonder if they were breathing. But they do seem to be breathing.
Are there any of those lax soldiers nearby?
The only one that had been around at the moment was the one that came up to you guys and then left. This would have taken you a little bit to check out. There is one other soldier that seems to be somewhat more laxed over by the gate. But he is mostly keeping himself near what you can tell is another phone, similar to the one at the gate at the city. You do notice the other one, Mark, making his way back at this point.
He'll wait for this one to get back.
It is around this time, Hibiki, you would have made your way back. You guys would have had your conversation of dinner etiquette. May or may not come in handy. Who knows? I might have it happen.
And just in case it needed to be said, he would have hidden the coin again before arriving at this place.
I assume, yeah.
Yeah.
As Mark would make his way back. Well, we have everything set up for you. I believe we are going to be bringing you straight up into the front of the manor now.
Hmm.
Oh, well, thank you very much. You were pretty quick with it.
Yes, we had wanted to make sure we had a diverse amount of food as well as any sort of pleasures that may be at your fancy ready for you.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you. Well, if you would like to lead us on, then I believe that we were all ready, aren't we, everyone?
All right, driver, your name was Hibiki, correct?
Yes, Hibiki.
Hibiki, make your way over here. Let's make our way. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Before
will
we
begin
go,
driving.
Oh, of course. You are the guardian, correct? You are Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh.
yes,
And you, you are the sorceress, correct?
Yes, I am.
Muna, right?
Ooh, you even said it very well.
Oh, thank you. Yes, of course, Gilgamesh. What is it you need?
the soldiers guarding this place. There's an extreme discrepancy among them.
Discrepancy,
Why is
sir?
that?
Oh, whatever do
Some
you...
Some are akin to statues in discipline,
Oh, they are very well
Others.
trained, sir.
yet others look like they barely know how to hold a weapon.
Oh, I assure you, sir, most all of our staff are equally as trained. Some of them have, as you say, different jobs that they do. For example, I am myself more of a talkative person. I put on a face so that I can get you at ease whenever you make your way here. I have that kind of personality, a welcoming personality, you see. So I am a bit of a greeter, but I tell you now, sir, you will not be able to best me with a blade. I may have an air of familiarity and familial friendship about me, but I can very well take anyone on in a sense of scuffle.
Nico,
So,
I see.
Not now, not before we eat. You'll get cramps.
no, I'm just like, Dico,
Yeah, what's up?
what do I need to roll? How hard is the roll to find out if he's lying to me?
If you would like to roll to check this guy out, roll me for your, I guess it's another insight, man. Also, stop turning off my music.
Make me.
11 to, so that's 15 total.
You can tell that he's obviously being very boisterous. He may not be able to back up everything he says. But he himself, he seems like he probably knows how to swing a sword. As for everything he's saying, he is definitely hiding something. He seems to be pushing you more towards his own feats and accomplishments than talking about the other stuff you had asked about.
You are very lofty in your accomplishments.
Whenever
Truly,
I was young, I had won a fencing competition. And whenever I was slightly older, I won that same competition.
Oh.
Two-time
Whenever it's-
champion.
When the time comes to put you into the ground, your epitaph will be quite large and intricate, I'm sure.
Oh, they will have to write a book and then stitch that book onto my grave and then have someone stand outside of it and sing my praises for every passerby so may hear.
it's a very convoluted way to do it, but I respect it.
We could get a speaker. We could have like a speaker go and then maybe have like put it on like a tape. Maybe have a tape of me speaking all of mine aloud. That might be good as well.
Well,
Clearly,
you read
but-
your own praises, on effect.
Oh, I will record it tonight. I will make sure that it is ready in case I ever perish.
You know what? This guy needs an upgraded name. Hang on a second.
What are you gonna say, Will?
If
There we go.
you value your, you're going to value you're going to value your death quite a bit.
Oh, and I value my life as much as I will value my death.
Just remember that your loved ones remember to pay the Charon, of course.
Guys, y'all are being very about this. I'm sorry, sir. They're very happy-go-lucky with their want to battle. But with every all
No,
these
no,
creatures
it's
appearing,
fine.
They're just like,
If you want to speak about, any time you want to speak to me about prowess in battle, I will tell you every single time of my exploits. But come on, Hibeki, let's get over here.
yes, sir. He will begin driving.
He is obviously hiding things.
He is?
I mean, yeah, we already knew that.
Okay,
So
Hibiki, I have a question for you.
I love how you said
Yes,
Hibeki
Muna.
at the end.
Yeah, I noticed.
You gave me a look as if I said something wrong. I was being polite. I was talking about their death.
It's not polite to talk about people's deaths.
Why not?
I mean, he seemed pretty happy about it. All things considered, he was gonna write like the whole
Exactly.
thing.
He was being very accommodating for it. He is
Just
a greeter after all.
Just remember your loved one paying the Charon, putting the coin in your mouth. What's wrong with that?
I
You
wouldn't
don't
put a coin in
typically
your
tell
mouth.
people that.
What are you even doing here? That you just put like the entire money chip in your mouth and just hope it goes through?
You guys
That's a good point.
would make your way off and around until you find yourselves standing outside of a large manor. You are brought through a city-like area off to the eastern side of this place first, and then brought around, and then brought into a inner fencing area off in the side of this place. This place, by the way, you guys would know with this inner fence would be the section you guys were told about as far as potential weak points and things being set in the actual manor. Upon stepping on the stone below you, it may look like normal stone to you, but you guys have been around it long enough to know that the entirety of the foundation of this place was made of gummy block. So while there may be some stone on top that is actual stone, you guys know that mostly the stone beneath you is gummy block. As you guys are brought into the innermost gate of this place and brought to the front of the manor here, you are able to park your truck just off to the side down in this area here.
Just a quick moment before we get into the non-talkie. I just imagined putting the chip on the tongue, kind of like tap on a card. You just hear a beep, or you have to position it in the right way.
Me when I'm putting my chip to Karen and it gets declined.
Like Garrett comes out, come on, dude. What you doing?
I'll make it slightly bigger.
He just tosses you into the river.
Like not even the person that was supposed to go. He just tosses you in the river for not paying, for not tipping.
Making it slightly bigger. There we go. Perfect. I noticed you guys were looking pretty big on the side there.
Hooray!
It's like, this is no small chump house. This is a big boy
Oh, this
house.
is a big ass house. This is a big boy house. As you guys
You can
park
have
yourselves,
2 showers in there.
as you guys park yourselves under a little outcropping area, so it doesn't get rained on, you guys find that even the grass around you seems very different than the grass you guys have seen throughout the mountain, and again in the small grassed areas in the rest of the city. It seems very much like the grass here is very uniform. For Hibiki, you would know that it is mostly most likely AstroTurf or some kind of
I
thing
was
like
literally
that.
going to say, damn, they got AstroTurf in this bitch.
Yep. The others wouldn't really have a concept of that, but you definitely would. This is definitely turf that they would have put down around here. As this goes on, you would find that Mark, with a Q.
Yeah.
Is
The
standing here.
QUE.
I love him. I love his name.
I had a feeling you would love an upgrade for him. There you go.
As he would motion to the place in front of him. This here is the manor of my lord. We will be making our way off to the eastern avenue through that area there to make ourselves off to the dining hall. If you would like, we can make our way through the main hall, or we can walk the grounds. It is a beautiful night, after all.
I have to admit, I kind of love the ground right now. Everything looks very nice. Very.
Yes, I wasn't expecting. Is this AstroTurf? Wow.
It is.
Or similar, at least.
It is natural grass. We just may or may not have a great gardener who brings it in from other places. It's great. It's wonderful.
Yes,
It's very nice. It's the best
saying.
grass.
You bring your grass from somewhere else? It sounds very, very complicated.
Oh well,
But it's also very impressive.
you see, a lot of the grass around here is actually imported from a place off to the southeast. There is a small little island being surrounded by the desert off in the southeast. And on that island, there are a group of people who are very particular about plant life and grass and things of that nature. This is been imported from there. They are the best in the business, and we only have to replace it every now and then.
Oh,
I
so
see.
you guys don't even have to replace it that much. This is very interesting.
Yes, only the best for our guests.
Thank you very much.
We bring it from the mythical land of the Home Depot.
Of the Home Depot.
Of the Depot family.
We got it from Home Depot and we put it in the ground.
The ground depot.
I would like to know. He has offered you guys 2 different ways of going about things. You guys can make your way into the main hall if you like, or you guys can make a bit of a scenic route around to the eastern area if you would like as well. Which way would you guys like to
let's
go?
walk. I was saying, let's walk. It was a nice night out. Anyone that's smarter than -4 intelligence might actually learn something from this.
Right now, Muna seems kind of out of it, kind of looking around, just kind of shaking her head.
Muna, you didn't have AstroTurf or anything like that in your realm. However, looking around at how almost very pristine everything is does kind of give you a bit of pause. I will note for you, Muna, you would know that there are some areas with the actual manor itself that do seem a little bit off for you. There are some areas, the manor itself seems to be around 3 to 4 stories in front of you, but there are some places of it that look as if there are breaks in the rocks, as well as almost it looks like there was something, a collision of sorts on, I believe, the 2nd or 3rd floor. I can't remember. Some rocks do seem out of place. Some stones seem out of place in the building of this structure. And it seems as if a lot of the area here is still being repaired from what you can see because of things like that. You guys know potentially that might be because of a giant thing that has apparently decided to stay here all the time. But it is definitely noticeable to you that there are some things on some of the higher floors of like some cracks or some breaks in the walls.
After Muna kind of shakes out of her little slump, she does kind of poke at her companions and kind of point out the walls.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is odd.
Odd. And also a clue.
A blues clue.
Clues.
Shall we take the scenic route then?
I say I'll go for it if everyone agrees.
Okay, follow me. Let us make our way.
All right, I guess we're just moving now. All right.
Away we go! Woo!
You guys
Long
will
live
begin
democracy,
to.
I guess.
You guys will begin to make your way off in this direction, as you guys will be led by Mark, going off and around. You would note that as soon as we walk toward the doors would slightly open, but Mark would go, "No, we're taking the ceiling. Just close the door." Making your way through here, Gilgamesh, you would note that there are some more of the soldiers around certain parts of the buildings that do seem to be guarding a lot of areas. This area here, down below you guys, is actually open. I'm going to shift over to a different state on this thing, but bloop. You guys would note that this area seems to be where a lot of carts and other things seem to be mostly parked and moved about in. Some of them do seem to be in some kind of disrepair. This seems to be a place where they are storing things brought in through carts, as well as repairing certain carts as they go about different things.
Cool.
As you guys would see that, obviously I have the main hall here open, because if you guys would have came here, there you go, it would have been there. Anyway,
Get wrecked, Tico.
I had to fucking leave me alone.
Well, to be fair, it wasn't our choice. You just really wanted us to dig and see the ground. It's like, okay, Mr. French.
No, you make your way to the Cinegrad. I understand. It's a great place to be.
So much
You really
grass.
like crap, don't you, sir?
As you guys are brought into the outer gardens area, stepping through this place, you would note that there appears to be some kind of a grazing area for livestock over at the right here, which probably makes this area here a farmland of some kind. But you note that there's not a lot of actual grass or any kind of things like that inside of the grazing area. You note that there is some, but it mostly appears to be kind of almost dead. There is a lot of old grass, a lot of things of that nature that's inside of there. Most of it seems trampled, but it does seem to be there at the very least. Stepping out and further in, you guys see what appears to be a large fountain off in the center of this area. He motions over toward it. And then he motions to the area just above it, the doorway here. It's like, that is the door we will be making our way through to the dining area. This here is my lord's most prized fountain. As you guys approach it, you will find that there are seemingly a bunch of creatures etched into the sides of the fountain and things of that nature as you look at it. Gilgamesh, looking at the side and then looking inside of the fountain where the water is spewing, there are many depictions of long serpentine dragons throughout this entire area. With on the sides of each of them what appear to be more stand-up dragons, more of the dragons you've seen to mostly been about. There are long serpentine dragons, and then there are shorter, more muscular dragons that you've usually seen. There appear to be several depictions throughout the entire thing. At least 8 unique dragons are depicted here. The water is obviously very crystal clear as well. It's very, very nice.
But unfortunately, it's decorative water, not one Zarel can jump in.
We touch it just
What a fucking bet! I'm
surface.
playing.
Don't
These-
even joke about it.
How about these dragons? Any of them seem familiar, or are they all just unique, different looking weird things?
None of them seem to be familiar to you. None of them are giving off the same none of them are that depicted that they seem as if you would be able to recognize any of them, because again, they're mostly just like vague depictions of dragons. However, looking it over, why don't you give me a experience check, please?
7.
It's very odd that these 8 dragons are depicted here. Obviously, you have your own thoughts as to the legitimacy of certain things when it comes to things like that. But each of them are showing themselves rather well, at least. Looks like they spared no expense in creating them, whatever they seem to be here.
Are these similar to dragons you would know?
He shakes his head. He points to Mark. Explain these dragons.
Oh, the dragons here, sir. These are the dragons that my lord has a blood connection with. Every dragon you see here has a connection with my lord of the highest caliber, sir.
What are their names?
Oh, well, this is the great sky dragon, known as Monolith. You also see what appears to be here, the fire dragon, who brings himself out as Drakethorn. And obviously you see the great sea dragon here, that is depicted around the lower section of the fountain here. This is the almighty Gaia-Noct.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were going to say Great Leviathan. I was waiting so hard for that.
Well, I will say some of the names have been lost to time, but you also find right here, as he motions to the one that's depicted at the very top. This one here is of great importance to my lord. This is the dragon of which my lord has the most connection with. This is here, the great second dragon.
The great second dragon?
The great second, that is right.
What does that mean?
You know of our current king, correct? And how they are the great third dragon.
Ah.
He's the great third dragon?
I follow now.
Here is
So
the
it's,
great second dragon, the lord who ruled over these lands before that of Lord Akron.
Well,
was
This one's name.
So it doesn't have a name. It's just the second dragon then.
Well, unfortunately, most things of that sort of ancient light do not keep much but their likeness. And because of how we name our lords in this place, the Great Second is known mostly as the Great Second. It is the one who ruled this place the longest of all dragons currently who have ruled. At least as far as our note keeping would tell us.
And how long was that?
Millennia, centuries, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years.
So, do I ask the very obvious question here or not?
What's that?
But if the Great Second's name was lost to time, then is it possible to trace back one's lineage all the way to them if it's hard to find their name?
Yes.
How?
We did it.
How?
Well, it's obvious through record keeping, through keeping direct understanding and know-how, through blood tests, things of that nature.
You have the second's blood.
Oh yes, of course we do.
Here.
That's not possible.
Here? Oh, no, most likely not, sir. It was an heirloom to this place. But it has been verified by many, many sources that the blood that the great second dragon is the very same, if not a bit changed, but because of the different times and and generations that have come after. But it is the very same blood that is inside of our lord.
Gosh, they verified it. Gosh.
Hmm?
They verified it, man. That's really important.
Yeah.
He just looks like he's in awe as he's listening to Mark.
I love it's like, can it really happen? Yes.
Dragon's blood. I most certainly wish to meet this lord of yours. Even more so now.
Well, you are in luck, sir. We are going to go and speak with them right now. He was getting ready in his room until very recently. I believe he is checking to see if anyone else wishes to dine with us at the moment. But if you would like, I can show you to your seats right now. Unless you would like to go around the outside a little bit more. It is entirely up to you. I will be over here by the door whenever you need me.
Oh, thank you very much.
One last inquiry.
Of course, sir. What is it?
Where are these records of his lineage?
Well, at the moment, they would most likely be somewhere in the castle town, up on top of the great tree, or in the upper district. I believe you could even find records of the verifications in the museums around the world. It's very well known.
Very well.
Extremely well known. By the way,
see.
Gilgamesh, roll me for your insight, please.
Yeah, okay, hold on.
Roll me your bullshit detector, please.
This
I
is for
love that
something
you-
else that was said.
Cool. I'll roll it, and then I'll roll this, and if I fail, I'm just gonna, I don't know, fake heart. I don't know. 12, 4, 5. So plus 12 is 17.
Gilgamesh, as this person makes their way away after answering your questions of where to find things and that different stuff, you do think back to the names that he did speak aloud. And you do find that it's very hard to believe on your side, as a dragon yourself, because a lot of those names seem to contradict themselves.
Yeah, I was looking at them, and I'm like,
You think to
I
the
wrote
great
them down.
sky dragon Monolith.
monolith.
That seems
sounds
very
like an
strange.
earth. That sounds like an earth dragon name.
And this great sea
Drake
dragon,
Thor.
Gaianoct.
No, Gaianot sounds like a plant dragon. But Drake Thorn sounds like a plant dragon too.
And that was the great fire dragon.
Yeah, that's even more confusing.
You
And
know
this
for
great second dragon.
you know for sure that the names in dragons that they choose for themselves usually come from what they can do or what they can lord themselves over. You know that a name for a dragon is very much one that they come up with themselves, usually. So it's very hard for you to think that any of these dragons who would be known to be a great sea dragon or a great sky dragon would name themselves after a different kind of element.
Is he far enough out of? Is he out of earshot?
Yes,
Mark.
I am way over here. I cannot hear you.
Oh, thank you for letting us know. Very nice of you.
Shall we-
He is mostly out of the way. However, he is still around.
Well, I wouldn't mind getting some more looks at the ground. How about y'all?
A little bit more exploration is not a bad thing, especially if it is offered.
Okay,
The architecture is
slowly putting
amazing.
My hand in the fountain.
You put your
Yes,
hand in the
the-
fountain.
Yeah.
It's very nice, very cool water. It feels very nice against your fingies.
You can,
Uh-oh.
you can taste the pH.
architecture is fantastic.
You do what?
I said you can taste the pH level.
Oh no, what did Zarel say?
No, I'm just saying, oh, it feels very nice.
Oh yeah, it's very nice water. It's very good.
Yes, the architecture is fantastic. You can smell the blood of the underpaid wages. Delicious.
It is not
Can?
delicious.
No, you keep with your water. Water is innocent.
I don't believe that's entirely correct, but I will believe you, I suppose.
Zarel, do you want to walk with them? They seem to be making their way a little bit off from you.
They recently got rid of
But the water,
But
though.
them, but the water.
Child,
Life is
Please.
so hard.
let us go
What?
this way.
All right.
This is the first time I've ever heard Gilgamesh ask something and
You guys get a little bit away. Do you guys want to go anywhere in particular, or you guys fine being around here?
just somewhere out of earshot of other individuals.
There is a lot of people nearby. There appear to be a lot of workers and a lot of people who are messing about. Currently, the only places you guys see that are mostly free of things are the area over here where the grazing area seems to be. And That's about it around here. Of places completely gone of people. The one thing you would notice about the grazing area, though, is it is completely flat, and people would definitely see you going in there.
Yeah. Shall we go somewhere else? This place is too crowded. I have no interest in staying in that banquet hall just yet.
Oh, well, I suppose if we wanted to have some time to ourselves, we could just keep walking. This place seems pretty big.
Yes, and now that they're kind of out of earshot even more, I am wondering about those more stiff soldiers. Wondering if they're.
I
really
will remind, because Gil did just say this, and you guys did just ask this. You are not alone. There are less people around, but you are not alone, Muna.
Okay.
Yeah, the only places around that I said that you guys would be alone are over at the grazing area over here. If you guys want to go there, or if you guys want to look around for another spot. But right now, just assume that like behind every tree, there's at least like a gardener or something.
Behind every tree is someone that's not someone whose business this is not. Stop listening, Gerald.
We should all run out of the bush. Anyway, I think that we should explore more. Get a lay of this place.
Then I guess we shall go northward.
Mikey's
It'd be
going
weird
north.
to go back down this way.
Mikey's going north. You guys find as you pass over the area off to your right, as well as the area directly in front of you, you would find that these buildings are also rather large, but they don't. Obviously, they're not nearly as large as the building that you guys will mostly be going into at this point. Making sure I am correct when I look at things, because I need to get a little thing of that thing. The one to your left seems to be maybe a guest house. Or not your left, one to your right seems to be maybe a guest house. It has a couple of floors to it, and the walls and the doors and the windows seem very ornate. The one directly in front of you seems maybe a storage building of some kind. Would you guys like to continue on the path and check out the other areas, see if there anything else seems more likely to be lonesome?
Yeah, man, it's nice to walk. I don't know. I'm enjoying the walk.
Okay.
That's a little more.
Mikey's going left.
What the fuck is this shit from?
It's from Nick Arcade. The area.
We've had this argument before.
The area to the north of you currently seems to be some kind of a work area. From what you guys can smell, there appears to be the smell of food coming from the area to the north, which means it may be a kitchen, which makes sense that it's very close to the dining area. This seems to be a kitchen that, as you look further off to the left area, seems to have some barracks even. So there are some people here who would stay near the kitchen, who would like be basically living in this part of the area. It is a very nice looking large building in front of you.
I just imagine a disgruntled employee going, poisoned food, poisoned. Little person with a knife.
You also
Poison.
notice in the area right here, there appear to be some clotheslines showing what appear to be more clothing and whatnot, which probably shows, again, yes, this is more of a living area right here. Nobody currently is looking after the clothing, maybe because it's nighttime and people are very busy in the kitchen, but there is less people around here, but maybe because of that. Do you guys want to look at anywhere else in particular? Are you guys fine with this area?
I think if we got caught with their clothing, that'd be more embarrassing than anything.
There does appear to be a small garden area off to the left, over here, off toward the west. If you'd like to continue going west.
Let's go to the garden area. Talk about betrayal.
The building to the north of you currently seems to be yet another barracks of some kind, although this one seems more for guards. There appears that there are some, looking through some of the window areas, you can find that there are some more remedial things in there. There are more neutral areas. There's like a little mess hall area as you look in there, as well as what appears to be small desks, almost like a resting area. But it seems that this is where mostly guards would stay. As for this little area here, beyond the wall, off to your left over here, you would see what kind of looks to be some kind of a church.
Send me the snurch.
But right now, you guys are in a little bit of a garden. Currently, you are the closest you guys have ever been to any of the guards. Whether that is something you care about is up to you. But there does appear to be a door down here that leads off toward the church area.
I think if I looked
We had
at that would melt.
Do you guys want to speak around here, or do you guys want to go off a little bit further? What would you guys like to do?
This place is nice.
It is a nice. I mean, everything around here is a nice place, I believe. Siberia.
Yeah, the main best part about
woman
this area, there are less like gardeners and workers, but there are you are very close to the barracks is the big thing with this one. But at least there aren't gardeners behind every tree.
Unless Jeremy, get the fuck out of there.
Also, down to the
You
very
too,
south,
Jeremy.
you would see what appear to be a storage shed of some kind.
Which we would have liked they had seen as we had
I agree.
arrived.
You
Full circle.
fucking wow. Anyway,
You're fine.
Huh?
You had
don't worry
some
about it.
skippies. You're fine though.
yeah. We heard the gist of it. It's fine. Don't you worry about it.
Do you guys want to speak here, or do you guys want to keep going?
We get a little further away from the barracks walls.
Okay.
Just smidgen.
Yeah, let's continue moving.
As you
baby,
guys would go off to the
church.
south, you would find that you are at another entrance to the manor. Off to here, it seems to be a small entrance way that would go from the church to the actual manor itself. The church area does not appear to be currently in use. It does not appear that there are many people who are currently worshiping. Maybe because they're getting ready for the banquet, or who knows why. But the doors to the church seem like they are slightly open. There does not appear to be a lot of light coming from in there.
Perhaps that would be an appropriate place for it to talk.
Well, I suppose if they wanted to talk, then I mean, looks like a nice place.
You guys want to talk inside
Why
the
not?
church?
Finally, we can
Yeah.
talk about
Yeah.
boys.
Why not?
You guys make your way in.
What?
As you do. Bloop, bloop. You step into what appears to be the back area of a church. Upon stepping in, you see that there is potentially scripture about. However, as you look around at it, a lot of books seem to be open, and no pictures, no things of that seem to be shown in any of the books. Are you whining back there? You better calm down. And it seems like somebody was looking through them all to see if they could find anything out of the ordinary. Again, a lot of pictures have disappeared recently, so seeing a bunch of books stroud about is not a bad thing to see. Looking over toward the doorway here, you guys would peek in. You would see that there is no preacher and nobody currently using any of the pews. I'm also going to get rid of this area here, because why not?
Is this a statue or is this a representation of where the preacher would be?
It does appear to be a statue. As you make your way off and in, Muna, you would look off toward this. It does not appear to be of any god you have ever seen. Looking at it, you do find that there is a similarity to something. Would you like to roll me for your insight, please?
Yes. Take me to Snurch.
I have a feeling, I have a funny feeling why it's gonna be familiar. I have the funniest feeling.
19 plus thing.
You find what appears to be depicted a beautiful man standing before all of this. This man appears to almost be shining as he seems to be standing, holding onto a book in one hand, and what appears to be a small spear in the other. As you look to them, they appear to almost have angelic-like features about them, and they appear to have slightly pointed ears off to each side of their head. As you look to them, one thing you would be able to notice, Muna, is that they do appear to have slightly elongated canines.
So shiny. Ugh.
Is something bothering you?
Like, look at this one. Look at this Apollo wannabe, you know?
Okay, I am looking at it.
Like,
It's a
looks
nice
nice.
statue, yeah.
a nice statue. They got the nice ears and all that. But look, they're so angelic and they look.
Can't believe Muna is making fun of people's religions.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I'm kind of starting to learn about religious diversity again, but this feels like a strange thing to do.
It's so bright.
It is a marble. It is like a marble statue. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Very
I
fancy.
dunno. I like the sculptures that show more grim look at them, like
gargoyles.
gargoyles are nice, but I'm thinking like with beauty, where's the half where it shows the ugly side of beauty?
That'd be pretty weird for a religious symbol to have that.
Of course, the religion is the good and the bad.
I suppose. Okay, are we trying to? Sorry, but were we going to come here to argue about religious diversity?
I've just learned to let her keep
No,
talking
you're
until she
right.
tires herself out.
You're right. Sorry, just. I know I shouldn't. It just.
If you hate it so much, destroy it. At any rate, there are some serious problems with this place.
Indeed. Those soldiers, for
mean-
one.
The damage to the building.
The soldiers that.
But I'm guessing there's something else you noticed.
They're lying about the dragons. Either that or their ignorance surpasses even my extremely low expectations.
Wait,
Is
dragon.
there something that makes you say that, Gilgamesh?
Their names and epitaphs aren't contradictory. Dragons don't name themselves Monolith. This is a name taken by Earth elemental dragons.
This wouldn't be one of the dragons, would it?
Unlikely. Plus, the names are contradictory. If we weren't sure before if he was lying, well, obviously he was. It's more evident to me now that he is willfully spreading lies about his inheritance. And of course, any evidence is nowhere to be found down here. Not that it matters. And besides, even mortals are not so stupid as to lose the name of a great ruler that lived for millennia. The great second
Again,
dragon's
it
name
wasn't
has
that
to
they.
exist.
Again, when it comes to the second dragon, it wasn't that the name was lost. It's just that's the name they were given. That's the name they had all said. It's not that the name was lost. It's just that's the name they had gone by when they were alive. The second dragon.
Interesting. I misunderstood. My bad.
No, yeah. Just want to make sure with that one. The other ones, yes, all those ones, crazy weird names. When it comes to the name the second dragon, you know that the people gave the names to the rulers of these lands. That's why Lord Akron's name is Lord Akron, but also the third dragon.
And so I just find it strange the second doesn't have a name besides the second dragon.
He might.
That's what I thought it didn't have.
He might, but most people called him the second dragon. And again, this was before the third dragon. This is before a lot of people even knew of this world.
Okay.
This is centuries ago. This is forever ago.
This is all the
You have to understand that centuries is not a large number to me.
No, I understand that. It's just you would know that names are hard, even with your old age. You probably don't remember someone's name from whenever you were a child.
What? What do you mean? I lived in the fucking woods.
You probably don't know.
Yeah,
like Blood's real name, for example.
Probably not.
It's like what they go by before they were that. Fuck, I don't know.
What did you go by? It's like,
I went by Your Majesty.
Anyway.
And
As
honestly,
for the asking of whether this is a dragon or not, you do know that some dragons can take humanoid appearances. This person depicted in this marble statue is rather impressive, so potentially they could be a dragon. They do also have those slightly elongated teeth, as I mentioned. They could potentially be a dragon of some kind. But again, this is not a dragon as in like actual scaly dragon kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whatever this creature's name was, I'm sure they gave it Nocturne or something just to be juxtaposed even more. I don't know what they're talking about. As I said, these names seem wrong, as if they were haphazardly slapped together without any care in the world.
So the names don't make sense for what you'd normally use, is what you're saying.
Indeed, exactly. They're all opposites.
If that's the case, then why wouldn't anybody else have said anything like Lord Akron? Would he not have cared enough? But he doesn't like him, so poking any holes in his whole lineage thing should have been...
Also, I suppose that people just like lying about their lineage because this is like the second time apparently.
And the richer you are, the less you're allowed to ask questions.
It's also, I wonder why Lord Akron doesn't want to poke around about someone's lineage and potentially have someone poke around at theirs. What?
Yeah. Akron's reasonings are unimportant in this situation. We know the truth is obvious, and the only reason he's gotten away with it is because people are either willfully or unknowingly ignorant. Knowing this world, and if it's any mirror to my own, as of your peasant class here is equally ignorant of the truth.
I'm kind of turning around on this. The statue isn't that bad.
Good for you.
It's like, the teeth kind of got me back. I like the teeth.
You know, I'm glad that exposure is the way to solve religious diversity. It is. I'm glad it's actually helping.
In fact, I think that
Love wins, everybody.
Love wins.
Love wins.
I want to see.
Although,
Is there anything else you'd actually want to bring up, though? Flutter.
Okay,
that's a good point.
okay.
that we
You see a
have
fairy.
them-
You see a fairy fly out of Gilgamesh's beard.
Oh, you were
I
awake.
have to wonder.
So, one thing I was wondering, do you think the obedient soldiers are obedient, or perhaps they are undead or a golem of some sort?
I can see them breathing. At least I think they're breathing. Unless they're very good mimics.
Or they could just be highly trained soldiers who know exactly what they're doing. It's not unheard of. I know that there are soldiers that were in my world that were fairly similar. Though they just wore tall hats and didn't do much.
If that were the case,
Hell, they even have stories that they would march so diligently that they ran over kids.
Wow.
Yeah, they were all like
Efficient.
doing it for like this one king. They didn't even really do anything. They were just kind of put there as like a title for fun.
God damn it. I know it. Shit.
These things
Just
I'm an anarchist aside. That would explain that half of the soldiers, but with discipline like that, there couldn't be two drastically different upheavals to get a similar job, would it?
There would be some form of.
Maybe it's just a tactic. One that shows a weaker side, and one that shows a tougher side for whenever he needs it.
That seems overly complicated. I think it's the.
I don't know. This guy has a pretty complicated family lineage with 8 dragon bloods in him. So
Isn't it like 16?
It's an impossibility.
Probably hypnotism.
They had to cross at some point, right?
Sad.
regardless, we probably shouldn't be here too much longer. They're probably gonna wonder where the
Muna-
hell we went.
Muna and Gilgamesh, roll me for insight.
All right.
I was waiting for someone to say it. Waiting for someone to say that we shouldn't be here too much longer. That's the key word. That's the word we have to go by.
Oh no, Pope Francis is gonna kneecap kill us.
Unnatural 20.
What'd you get, Muna?
I got a 4.
Amazing.
Gilgamesh, as you are sitting there and as you are looking forward around this area, you don't notice it until literally the last moment, but you do feel that there are footsteps behind you. As you look back, you see what appears to be something coming down the stairs. It really unnerves you that you didn't hear them hit them coming down the stairs or even moving from above in the floor above you until right then. Whatever that means is whatever, but you did notice somebody coming that you feel like you shouldn't have. You feel like something was stopping it, and whether that be skill or magic, you don't know. You see this person coming down the stairs.
Ha! Reusing that art, hell yeah.
You reuse a lot of art, man. Also, look at the back.
Oh, hell yeah.
The little fire is still
Nice.
colored.
You go fire. And now
fire.
she's gonna reveal our machinations and we're gonna die.
You guys see what appears to be a woman. Gilgamesh, you would have only heard like the last 3 footfalls on the steps. As you look
It
back
was-
and see them, what is up?
You would just like snapped around up here, and I was like,
As Muna is pretending to admire the statue, wouldn't do a praying motion because I don't know if there was praying. Doesn't have a goat on them. Doesn't want to sacrifice Ramu even as a joke.
Gilgamesh, as you turn, the others would mostly note things. Muna is going to focus on the thing there to show that they weren't doing anything weird, you promise. And this woman makes her way through as they look over toward where all of you are standing. I didn't realize I had any visitors. Step, step, step.
I hadn't realized there was anyone else in
As
this
she
building.
turns now, as if didn't notice she came in.
Muna,
Yeah.
roll me for your negotiation, please.
I'm saying that comedically.
Oh, I know. Roll me for negotiation.
Do it. Get a high negotiation, girl. You can do this.
I want to put like 2 of the dice thingies on.
Can do it.
Do you have it? Yeah, you do. You have 3.
Yeah.
Well, you don't use them up.
Well,
At least you keep them, yeah. That is a 13. They seem to believe your guys.
The only suspicious one is Muna.
As they step forward, they seem to stop a little bit away. They look toward the steps, not looking as if they would like to go any further. I'm gonna go get this dog that's whining. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm gonna go take this dog.
Kick this dog? What?
Take this dog. Take.
Ah, okay.
What do you say? What did you hear me say?
I heard kick.
Why would I kick the dog?
I don't know. That's why I was confused.
Kick
Why I gotta
the
kick it like a
fucking
football?
puppy, yeah.
Kick the baby. Don't kick the baby.
She was put in my room because she barks a lot, but because she wanted in the other room, she was whining. So I'm just like, fuck it, get out of here. But yes, that being said, they do seem to, seeing all of you standing there and not understanding much of the situation, they just kind of sit down on one of the pews at the bottom.
Sorry, we hadn't been specifically told not to come in here.
No, as I mentioned, I just did not know that I had company.
They're very quiet, cleric.
Well, I have been known to give a scare upon moving through. You must be our guest for tonight.
Indeed, we're certainly here admiring the area around us here.
Has that
It's a
banquet
very
already?
well-maintained place.
Has that banquet already finished then?
No, it was probably about to start.
Oh. They seem to, at that, sort of like, look slightly annoyed. Oh.
You were hoping to avoid it, I'm guessing?
I am not a celebrating type.
Well,
Not
it's
as not showing any offense towards you, our esteemed guests, obviously.
well, don't worry, we didn't even notice you were here.
I would appreciate that, though that is very kind of you. I don't see much of a reason to avoid you now that I've already seen you. But thank you for the thought. You are admiring the second dragon?
Oh, so this is who he is.
A
Yes.
depiction of them, yes. There are many different depictions of them. I myself prefer the one that is along the Great Castle.
Man, I'm sad Muna had take backsies because of the teeth. It would have been funny, like, fuck this thing. Oh, look, it's the second dragon.
Oh, wow.
I much prefer the depiction off on the castle of them. They have many different forms, though nobody alive, other than the third dragon, knows much of how they looked. The depictions of them were made far after.
I see.
Unfortunately, most of our actual artistic depictions have disappeared as of late.
Yes, I've known.
Oh, yes, yeah, okay, now that follows.
We've been noticing that around.
It seems that the only things that remain are things like statues and other things that are, I'm guessing for those who are taking them, much harder to lift. I do not know. All I know is those strange creatures are getting on my nerves. It's hard to keep them at bay.
Deacon, you said this place was saturated in light?
What was that?
This place was, the statue is radiating light?
It's just very bright.
Okay,
Yeah.
Just marble.
different. The Heartless.
No, not the Heartless. The ones that are stealing. I do not
Is
know
it
what they are
purple?
called.
They are not one and the same.
Not from my depictions of them. Heartless are what those Keyblade wielders have mentioned before, correct? The black bug things.
Indeed.
The bug things, yes, indeed.
They do not come here. They have stayed themselves off of this land, most likely due to the foundations of this land being what they are. That being the case, the foundations do not stop these other creatures. They are brighter, more gray or white in color. I do not know what they could be named.
Gray and white in color.
I've only caught them occasionally. I caught them the night that they had stolen my depictions. You see that they stop as if to change the wording that they were going to say, most likely because they wouldn't be able to say words. They seem to have caught me there, and whenever I had caught them again, they were stealing depictions from other places.
Thank you for giving us a word we can use.
It was very hard to go through my vocabulary to think of something vague enough to use, honestly. It is rather troublesome.
This whole thing has been troublesome.
But yes, if they are the same beings as those Heartless, then they should not be able to be here, but for some reason they are.
Perhaps creatures that snuck in behind.
Maybe.
Worse things.
I do not know, but as she looks over each of you, I do not mean to seem rude at all, but none of you seem as if you are the same kind of guests or clientele that the lord of this place usually calls to his manor. Again, I do not mean to be rude at all. In fact, that is a welcome change. Why exactly have you been called here, if you do not mind me asking?
That would be.
Really, we just been called here.
That would be because of our friend Zarel here, as he says, patting his friend on the shoulder.
You can reach the. Oh yeah, we're all.
He walked
we're all
over.
footballers. Yeah, we're all footballers. This isn't-
He walked over.
It's only
Do so.
Luna that has to jump.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Have to do a slam dunk to get the shoulder.
They look
It seemed-
over towards Zarel. You are Cherish.
Indeed.
You are not the kind of Cherish I usually see around here.
I
You see
suppose-
Cherish
I
around here?
suppose not.
On occasion, yes. The lord of this place is rather fond of Cherish. You could say that. Though many do not stay here for much longer than they need to.
I suppose they're quite busy chairs, I done.
My lord also is off-putting in certain cases.
He was looking at us with binoculars when we first came in here.
It's very obvious about it.
Muna and
Oh, no,
Gilgamesh,
it's kinda
both of you roll me insight once more.
All right.
You guys are the only ones that have 2 and higher.
And just so you know, Gil, you do have a fleeting from
Oh
me.
wow, fleeting.
Well, thank you. That was a 2. and I need-
A fleeting.
Thank you.
11 plus, what was it, insight?
Yep.
So 14 altogether.
13 altogether.
Both of you would notice as they are speaking about their lord, they are choosing their words very carefully. Whenever they are speaking of things, they don't really seem to. They don't give off the feeling of praisal when it comes to saying his name or saying anything around him. In fact, you almost feel the opposite coming from them when they speak of him. However, the words that come from their mouth seem natural enough.
There are issues with the lord of this place.
Not at all. But, like any person, the Lord is not. They stop for a long while before they seem to strike up conversation. And again, talking extremely normally when they actually do talk. They are not completely knowing of all things around them.
You creatures are.
You note they seem to once again pause for a moment as if somewhat figuring things out for a moment before closing their eyes, giving a sigh. I would think it would be easier for me to leave now. I do not wish to give you any different words on things you may or may not need to know.
Hey, Digo.
What's up?
Does it seem like when she's saying something, it's similar to how we haven't been able to say like pictures and stuff when she's talking about the Lord?
Why don't you roll me for your experience on that?
Hell yeah.
Use your ability to sense.
I will use my ability. I have no idea if I have any fleetings from earlier in the stream. Who knows? I don't. I sure fucking don't. 13 plus 3, 16 altogether.
As you look to them, you find that when they are pausing, it sort of seems that way. However, it looks more like they're thinking things through. Whenever they speak afterwards, they don't speak like somebody who just came up with something they say. They speak like somebody who meant to say that all along. Hibiki, as you watch them and as this happens around you, you feel some kind of a presence about you. You feel as you look down, almost like there's a slight ringing coming from your chest as you notice this. There definitely is something unnatural happening about their speech. It is not the same, but potentially similar.
I'm sorry, we never introduced ourselves. I'm Hibiki.
Ysera.
Oh, fuck's sake.
Ysera.
Motherfucker. I'll
What?
type. I know how to fucking type it all.
What? No, this isn't familiar at all.
I love how you have I love how, Anthony, you have a bigger reaction to this time me calling them Ysera to the last time I called this art Ysera.
I was tired then, probably.
You need to excuse my actions. I was very sweepy.
Yeah,
Well,
well, sleepy boy.
Just named myself fucking Nefarian for this rate. God damn it.
Well, Ysera, are you okay?
Never better.
Because, I might be, this guy's,
There is
stagecoach, but, I'm
there is
sensing...
obviously some issues going around, especially with those Heartless attacking our city, so perhaps I am more unwell than I had thought previous. Do not take anything I say to heart. In fact, they go to stand. I believe I will make my way back to my room. I would join you for the feast, but I believe that would be unwise.
Well, if you ever need of our help or anything later on in the coming days, we, hopefully want to come back every now and then. Keep up good relations with the Lord here.
You will mostly find me here if I am around. Other than that, I will most likely not be found.
Right.
They begin to start walking away. Do any of you have anything you want to say before they leave?
Hopefully next time we meet, you'll be able to speak a little bit more freely.
No, I
You
just never.
seem cool. Don't go to the dinner. I'm kidding.
Shut up.
What'd you say, Gilgamesh?
Are you cherished?
No. I am, well, not a cherish, no. They step away.
He doesn't. He obviously doesn't like continue on any line of questioning after that. He's just watching them walk away.
As they make their way away, you do note, once they get a little bit out of range of you, Gilgamesh, again, for a moment, you feel like you should still feel them or recognize them in some way. But it almost feels like as soon as they get onto the stairs and start making their way up, once they get that little bit too far from you, it feels like they're leagues away from you with how little you hear from them.
He is straining so hard to keep like a sense of where they are.
Once they turn the corner, you know you should be able to hear them walking up the stairs or even walking on the wood and like over top of you, but you hear nothing.
I assume that once she's out of sight, the ringing stops from the coin.
The ringing
I'm
stopped
assuming?
a long while ago.
Yeah. Okay.
This place is strange.
And she's not able to speak as freely as she wants either.
No, she's not.
Mm.
Suppose it was just kind of a bit of introvert. By my
No,
first guess.
the coin was reacting to something about it, and it's the feeling that it was giving off.
Seems obvious to be honest. In this place, we should hear her upstairs.
Regardless, we have a dinner to go to.
Indeed, we're probably not keep them waiting too long. They're just gonna get cold.
Gilgamesh,
Um,
I will, to you in particular, whenever
Yes.
they had made their way away from you and they had said that they were not Cherished, looking at them, there is only two things that come to mind of them actually being. And I will say they did not feel like there was any sort of draconic-ness to them.
so if it wasn't a dragon, I think I can only think of one other thing too.
Yeah. You are decently sure that that person was some kind of demonic being. Why they
It
are
looks at-
some kind of a cleric in a church, who knows?
This world is full of contradictions.
There's something wrong, Gilgamesh.
A demon in a holy church. Strange to see. Perhaps the rules of this world are more wild and different than I'd imagined.
Interesting.
We don't
You
think of
guys
this lady.
hear, very, very briefly, coming from around. Montserrat! Montserrat! Where are you?
Hold your mark.
Well,
We're coming. We're coming.
I can
We
hear
were
you,
just-
I can't see you, Montserrat!
Oh, you're so tiny.
You know-
I'm coming.
whether or not it's a real religious icon, he will do like a very quick like prayer to it, and he will head off after Zarel.
You would like to do a small prayer toward the second dragon?
Yeah,
I see.
I pray for
Why are
our
you clapping
protection.
Your hands.
That's how you pray. At least in my world.
That is far less bloody.
Not all prayer has to be
As
bloody.
Buddha looks at the statue. There we go.
You see, as you do that, Ramu also claps hands.
Dear God, they're teaching Ramu how to pray.
Religion is so easy in this world.
Probably.
Since
Seems
you're
like
the only one, that did it without mocking it, Hibiki, why don't you roll me?
I was not mocking it. I was misunderstanding it.
I think that also Ramu should also have her roll for whatever this is.
Sure, but roll me for your willpower.
Sure. That's a 3.
I should get smited.
That's a 5.
Yeah, don't worry about that. Ramu, what has Ramu got for willpower? I think it's
Oh
just
no.
it's just a 0. Roll me that 0. Roll that plus 0.
Sure. Please like nat 20 or something with this roll, Ramu, please. That would be hilarious.
Also a 3.
Also a 3.
You guys clap hands. It's great. You walk off.
Poggers.
Good job, team.
As everybody
Okay.
is going to leave, I'm guessing.
I suppose Gilgamesh will just do a motion towards the statue, knowing it's the second dragon now.
Gilgamesh, you make a motion toward them. As you do,
Oop.
knowing that they are the second dragon, at least a depiction of them from what you were told. Roll me for your me for your insight first.
Insight first. Go.
Insight.
10.
Okay, roll me for your willpower.
Rip.
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. Hey.
Willpower, so that's 2. 12.
You do feel, as you look to it and you give it some kind of acknowledgement, it does seem to almost feel like a strange coldness goes through the air around you. However, it is not an unwelcoming cold. I would like you, Gilgamesh, as well as Muna. Why don't you roll me for your willpower as well? Just to have everybody who is still here roll it.
Why not spell evil?
Cause fuck Philly, I'm playing.
Is that Zeus? No, that's just an angry god. Uh-oh.
Willpower was it was willpower, right?
I'm asking Will to roll willpower now.
Okay.
That's also another. That is an 8 altogether. So only Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh, why don't you add 10 to your shield?
Okay.
Oh my god! Only the dragon
You
gets
got
it.
the overshield!
Wow! The overshield. Wow!
Yeah, he has 15 out of 5. So it turns silver.
That's fucking cool.
We love it. The same thing happens for health. If you get over your health, it turns gold.
That's fucking
Hell
cool.
yeah.
That's pretty fun.
Well did great designing these. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Fleetings,
wrong
I
with
mean, Gil didn't need them. That's why I didn't have him roll them. I mean, we can hold on to those. Don't you worry,
Wait,
guys.
what'd I
Don't you
do?
worry.
Why, thank you. You did good with the shield thing, though. Congratulations.
What you think?
The
Don't worry
health
about
bar.
All right, there, yeah.
You
I
guys
had to.
make your way after Zarel. Zarel, you find looking around just on the outside of this place what appears to be an exhausted-looking Mark, looking from the doorway off in front of you. As exhausted Mark goes, "Oh, there you are, Lord Zarel. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you had wanted to have any worship before your meal."
Oh, it's all right. It's all right. We've gotten all that wrapped up now. I'm sorry for not informing you as such.
No, it is perfectly fine. I just wanted to find you.
Are you all right? You seem out of breath.
I was looking everywhere.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Oh, please, come on in.
I love
Of
he
course.
started to become corrupt.
You guys see Zarel being led into the main room right here, as you guys step into what appear to be bloop, a little library. Look at that! Look at it! It's a little library.
Man, Gilgamesh would spend a lot of time here.
It's a little.
Unless, except for the fact.
It's a little library. It's a little
Wow,
library.
wow.
Oh, whoa. As you step into here, again, you would notice a bunch of books along the ground as well as other places as he looks. I'm so sorry about the mess. That is a bit of an inventory problem at the moment.
An inventory problem in the book area? Is there some books missing or something?
A lot of our books are missing certain, very hard to say because
snaps fingers. Depictions.
Depictions.
Evictions! Yeah,
There's
there's
a word!
evictions.
There's a word.
That woman saved so many lives just by looking at a fucking thesaurus.
Oh yes, there are no depictions left of any.
Oh, Mark, calm down a little bit.
It's a great day.
Let's not lose you now.
It's a great day.
Take a depiction.
It's a perfect day.
Wait, that wouldn't make sense.
I'm very glad,
Take
Is
Mark.
that a
Depiction
fairy?
of having a good
Yeah,
day.
that is a fairy. This
Hey,
is
it's a
Fali.
fairy.
It's Fali.
It's a cutie.
Lee lives in my beard. It's fine. Apparently.
Oh well. That's That's wonderful. Thank you. But yes, there's no depictions, and we've been looking for books with depictions and depictions. He starts walking.
Oh, you look so excited. You know what?
I think I gave him a second win.
Today.
Humans are so easily amused.
Oh,
You guys follow after him as he motions you guys to go into the main hall of things. Looking around, most doors seem closed. There are, from what you can tell, there do appear to be people who are somewhat cleaning around the area. Some of them wiping the picture frames, some of them sweeping the grounds, taking care of the rugs, things of that nature. Muna, Zarel, no, not Zarel, you would know. Muna and Gilgamesh, you would see like a tiny little metal contraption running across the carpet. Hibiki, you would
It's a
know
Roomba.
that is a Roomba. And
Does it have
Zarel, you would
googly
kind
eyes
of
on it?
Zarel, you would kind of know it's a Roomba.
Does
with your
it have
knowledge,
googly eyes?
with your knowledge of the realm.
it's like, oh.
That's a very important question.
It does not have Google eyes now.
Oh, this guy's the worst.
Does it have a knife?
They're rich. Instead, they have an 8-bit GIF of Sonic on the top.
As you guys would step out into the main hall area, you would find that the area around seems very well made. Everything's looking rather good. As he's like, if you are ready to have your banquet, you will follow me into the room right there. I will announce you as you make your way in, Lord Zarel, and the others. If there's anything you wish me to say of you, go right ahead. None? All right.
All right. He looks
As-
pretty spirited. The picture's been really second as wind.
as they step inside, and they basically are waiting for you guys to make your way.
Let's make our way to Snurch. I mean, not
Let us
Snurch.
Go on through, Zarel.
Well,
the
I was supposed to
snitchin'.
go through.
I'm not gonna lie, this art style, this map reminds me a little bit of Monster Prime.
As you step in, let me go to.
Is that Dana?
Let me go to the.
Oh no, I didn't have to. We also have to reprise rolls again.
I mean, we already saw Damien's sister. It's fine.
As you step in, you find that there is a lot of food along the different seats in front of you. However, you find that most of the chairs have been moved away from the area. The only chairs that remain are those at the main table at the very end of this place. You do also find that inside of the seats over at the main table, you see what appear to be two individuals. One you've seen before, and one you've also seen before because you saw the man's. As you see two people sitting at the very ends of the table.
Oh.
You guys see what appears to be Allie.
And
And by that I mean Hibiki sees Allie.
sees what it means. Apparently. The rest of us are like, are you allowed to wear that little clothing?
And she's wearing a
Of course
bodysuit.
you're allowed. I'm here
It's fine.
with no fucking
They
shirt
have
on.
they have things on. That's netting.
Yeah, look at that. Like you can see the difference in their on their fingies and on
They're
their
fully-
face.
they are
She is
fully
technically
covered.
wearing more than I am.
They are fully covered. Yeah.
She is wearing more than you are by a long shot, actually.
Luna looks, gives an approving nod. You slay queen.
As Zarel steps in, announcing Lord Zarel, be honored guest in our esteemed home. Please make your way forward.
Oh, well,
Following
thank you,
after,
Mark.
we will have Lord Zarel's knight, Gilgamesh, stepping through. An honor as such as to keep him here. Followed by Lord Hibiki, the driver of Lord Zarel, as well as a scholar among scholars for his depictions.
He not.
Yo, wait, what the fuck? I'm after this fucking.
Well, you were the last in line because you didn't move in.
I'm thinking that in my head, but not saying it.
That's the
And
last
also,
one.
we welcome the great sorceress Muna in the court of Lord Zarel. And they look as Ramu steps in. Blink, 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 blink.
The magnificent Ramu.
And the magnificent Ramu.
Yes, that's good.
Just a little pika.
We just see like a disheveled chef, like, I'm not big enough for this.
For some reason, I just imagine Ramu hopping up on the Muna, jumping off Muna onto Hibiki, onto Gilgamesh, and onto Zarel. It's very triumphant.
Like doing the thing where they put the hand to the ear, trying to get the crowd to cheer. The disheveled chef looks down.
You do find there is a slight crowd around the area. There are a couple of chefs around, as well as again a couple of workers, as well as there are a couple of other knights around this area. Not many, but there are a good number on each of the entrances here. As well as one off behind the Lord back here. As you guys are allowed in, do any of you wish to take any of the seats here? Reminder, these tables do not have chairs. This is just where the food has been laid out.
So we're just like taking a little seat as opposed like in this area, because it's like where the chairs are. These are just like the areas for the food.
The areas right here is for the food. The only table that has chairs are these red chairs here.
Oh yeah, man, fucking take me in there.
Zarel, as you make your way around to go somewhere, you do find that the Duke snaps his fingers and points toward one of the chairs as Shelby here goes and pulls it out.
Oh, absolutely. You know, if I've been assigned a chair, let's go. Good day.
Good day.
Are there other people in this room right now?
There are again some workers, some other people like that. But as far as people sitting, there is only right now the Duke, Zarel, and Allie.
You know what? Just because it would be great.
What the fuck, dude?
Get wrecked.
I like that for the rest of us, we're only vaguely aware of your relationship with this woman, so it just looks like you just like holding it on the nearest pussy around.
I love how
Point,
Muna
please.
just walks over, puts Ramu in a chair, and then sits next to Ramu.
It's called visual storytelling.
Welcome. Thank you very much for your presence here. I hope that you find the food as well as everything else here to your liking.
Oh, that's very kind of you. I sure hope that the food is as good as it could be in a place like this.
Oh, the food here is absolutely fantastic. We made sure to have a variety in front of you, and if you need anything, just ask for it and immediately will be brought to you. He motions over. We have meals for those who enjoy red meat off on the northeastern table. We have many who prefer the more lighter tones off into the southwestern table. If you wish for more desserts, be sure to be over and look over toward the northeast and the northwestern table. That is my favorite one. And if you would like to have something with less meat, I suppose you can have the southwestern table.
Well, you're very kind. It is good to accommodate for everyone involved.
Of course, no matter what you might have a taste for, we have it right here with you. And I hope you do not mind that we only have a few of us here today. I had tried asking some other of my guests to make my way here, and the only one who would make their way is the Countess over there. We have we have met
play me out of
before.
you.
We have met before as they reach over and grab Hibaki's hand.
We have met.
Very true.
We are acquainted.
Though I don't believe I met any of you, especially you, Lord Zarel. I've been told many vague things about you.
So it tends to be. Play me out of you too.
Flame me out to you as well.
I didn't know you had pecs that could crush melons.
Before we actually go to eating, Lord Zarel, is it a custom where you're from for your pets to take the table?
Oh, where I am from, well, where I am from is from here, and well, if Ram was an esteemed member of our group, then I believe that she deserves a seat at the table as everyone else. If that is an all right with you.
Oh, of course, it's fine. No, I would never have problem with that, obviously. I just wanted to make sure they were as comfortable as they could be.
Probably we need a higher chair, I think.
Well, get them a higher chair. You still see him snap like, bring a higher chair. Bring cushions, please. Yeah, okay.
I have just noticed something.
What's up, man?
I
Did you just notice
something?
What's wrong?
Look at
There's a head on the wall.
Deco, is that a dragon head on the wall?
It isn't a head. From what you can look, it appears to be a statue of one.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's a lot better than I was thinking.
This guy just
a
told me
live dragon in the background.
if
Like,
that was a dragon head, this guy just left.
No,
told
no.
us only body parts.
You do look at it as it does seem to resemble the depiction on the fountain outside of what they had depicted the second dragon to be. As he looks over, he finds you looking to at Gilgamesh. He's like, "Oh, you have a good eye, my friend. You see there in front of you the depiction of my greatest ancestor."
The second dragon.
Yeah, of course you would know. Yes, this is the Grand Second Dragon. He is known as the greatest of all lords that have held this place as their own. The one who brought this domain into such a well shape as it was before more recent ownership. But it led throughout all of the time it has been here into a leagues of hundreds of years of prosperity.
Let's see. He is one of seven other ancestors.
Yes, I have quite the blood connection to a lot of grand dragons and the like of quite important folk throughout the history of this land. You could say that my pedigree almost reaches as far around this world as could possibly be.
Digga, this guy doesn't smell anything like dragon blood, does he?
Not a single fucking bit.
Cool.
As you look him over, roll me for your insight.
I wish I had like 8,000 fleeting right now, just so I can know
You have two?
about this guy's full of shit.
You
That's
do
all.
have 8,000.
You have two
I'm
fleeting.
almost there.
12.
For 8,000. Come on, big funny number.
15's pretty good.
It is really good.
I said pretty good. I said really good. I said pretty
Shut the fuck up.
good. 15
That's a 17
plus your
total.
2. As he, you do feel as you look at him, he himself doesn't appear to give off any dragonic energy, but you can feel something from it. You do feel some kind of a potential connection to dragonkind from them. It could just be
Maybe
that
you have to
it
there
could
you
just
are.
be that his blood is too diluted, or he isn't showing much off. But while you don't feel actual dragonic magic from him, you do feel that there is something dragonic about him.
I'm guessing the dog means. Oh, there, you're there.
I
Never
heard.
mind.
I heard.
I heard,
it a
I
second
was-
ago, yeah.
I was just
Yeah, you're fine.
contemplating what was being said. So just the teeniest connection possible.
He is not giving off any draconic magic, like at all.
I can see very clearly how thick the heritage runs in your blood.
Well, sir, thank you very much. If only there would be many other people inside of our fair world that would say the same. Maybe we'd be in a much grander position than we are in currently. You know, I have willing to think that it is my own connection to these grand forces of nature throughout this world that my little estate is doing the best it possibly is in these trying times. My people
It is
that
in a quite well state, as I'm seeing here.
my people here, they are of the most benefit of being around me. It seems that most people who have stayed themselves in the city down to the south have had a lot rougher of a time. I may find it in a need to offer such refuge up here if they wish, but we will have to come to some kind of an agreement at that point. I don't have infinite amounts of land, obviously, at the moment. But who's to say what may happen soon? Perhaps, given the understanding of those around me and the knowings all of what's going on in the lands above, people will finally come to their senses about certain leadership qualifications.
Leadership qualifications.
Well, yes, I believe that we are definitely in an age where this sort of thing should not be happening. The fact that it did is rather preposterous. The fact that our leadership turned away those of the only people who could protect us, who could actually do anything about these heartless, is very, very bad. And I believe that we should understand that there are things beyond our control and do as much as we can to prevent these things from happening in the future, don't you think?
I do agree that, maintaining the security of the future onward is indeed a very important thing.
And I will say, the Lord Third Dragon, oh may bless him, is not showing as much of a ability to protect people as I have, and as such might need to find some way of retirement soon. I would think for his own good.
I see.
But
And
you did not come to speak of politics here. Please, what
It is
can I
such-
get each of you?
It is fine. I just want to point out that because of your benevolence in letting us through, we were able to get the dam fixed.
Oh, of course. And as you would know, that is something that could not have been possible without my aid.
Exactly.
Our own roadways through the mountains. We always knew there was going to be a use of them. Sorry if they had given you any trouble with your way up through.
Not at all.
Of course.
It was very smooth sailing.
But Lord Zarel! And he turns to you.
Yes.
What can I get you? What can I have you fill your belly with?
Staring at this pile of 4 different types of food groups, as we all know. Red meat, vegetables, desserts, and
dessert,
other
vegetables.
I love that. What does my heart call for?
What does your heart call for? What's
No.
Zarel's favorite kind of food?
Canned baked beans, not cooked.
I will say, over with the whiter meats over here would be things like poultry, as well as things like fish and things of that nature.
I do like me some fish.
Where the red meats over here would be things such as beef and pork and things of that nature.
I do love things that are in water. Take me to the fish.
As you ask for fish, he goes, "Of course, bring the fish." You see that Shelby has just brought pillows over for Ramu, and then goes, "Of course,
Poor Shelby.
Makes their way down. Goes
They
and
forgot
collects.
the bib.
Goes and collects a large amount of large various fish throughout, and begins to lay plates of it in front of the area, just like basically covering the first like little section of this here in case anybody needs it. There are still two sections of places that can put other plates and things of that nature, but this midsection here has now been taken over by fish of varying sizes, smells, shapes, colors. As that is going on. What about the rest of you? Anything you wish to bring over here for the first course of our meal, of course?
A Cobb salad.
I suppose that is fine. Yes, of course. Go. Right, bring. At least, I do agree with you. The only way I can stomach any sort of salad is if I put meat in it as well.
This fucking dude!
As he goes over, goes and gets some
Dragon
salad,
blood, dude. He has to eat meat.
and throws some bacon and eggs and things of that nature in it. Friggin' brings it over. This entire section here is now covered in large salads, tongs, things of that nature, different kinds of dressings loaded down, things of that nature.
Oh, this is much better than the one in my world.
Gilgamesh just gets up and starts making his way towards the mountain of red meats.
Oh, Sir Gilgamesh, you do not need to go and get it yourself. What is it you fancy?
That entire table.
Bring the table! Shelby just looks to the table.
The biggest like eye bags just kind of hanging up their face.
And so Paul, Mark, and Keith have decided to come out.
You find on all four
Wait,
sides
Paul?
of the table,
What about that?
on all four sides of the table, they start to lift it up and move it around until it fits into the center area of this, at least like a little catty cornered. As they do, he goes, no, over here towards Sir Gilgamesh. They look to everything. It might be difficult to get past your guests, sir. Oh, I'm sure it's fine.
Dico,
This.
when it comes to the lifting a target thing, is it fairly stable?
No.
Would they be able? Not really. Okay.
Not amazing.
Okay. Cool. I will not
They
try to
begin
help
to
with
try
magic.
to move it back here. As Muna, you have moved. They're like scooching in, holding it up over hands, trying to do their best. I'm gonna roll for them.
I feel as if this is unnecessary.
Don't worry at all about it. They do it all the time.
No, we don't.
They're just getting the stink eyes and Gilgamesh.
They rolled a 13. That's pretty okay. They stumble about with it a bit. However, they do bring the entirety of the table to the area behind. As you see it be put about here, they move this desk area away, moving it a little bit off away from where you guys are. As Gilgamesh, there's now a table of red meats behind you.
He just cracks his knuckles.
Hope you enjoy.
Here, Ramu, let me cut that for you.
What do I need to do to just consume the entire table full of
I
meat?
just imagined when the food was passed, Ramu grabbed the pig head.
Nah, Ramu grabbed
Strong.
Ramu grabbed a bottle of ketchup is what Ramu grabbed.
I was out.
I
Was red, I
don't know
guess.
if I can cut that for Ramu.
They will hold it.
I know we're in the thick of it, but it is 11.
I know.
Yeah, it is.
Don't you worry.
Like, it's okay, I kissed your little head.
You kiss your little head. As you guys bring over the first part of said feast, as most of the food gets brought here. This little section here, Ali would call out for desserts, just so we can move things along a little bit.
He would have deferred to her, I will say.
as some desserts get put in front of everyone. Upon that happening in front of everything here, you would find that the Duke would clap his hands, and of course, we will have our conversation as we eat, as well as any sort of pleasantries as we go about. However, before that, while we eat, why don't we see if we can have some entertainment? As he claps his hands, stepping in from the other side. What are you talking about? Shut up.
I've
Stepping
always
in.
often insisted that dinner and a show was a commonplace practice.
Stepping in from the other sides of where things. I can't find them. Where the hell? Where'd you go? Are you
Where'd
on the
you
ground?
heck?
You are on the ground. You find stepping
It's
in.
on the fucking floor.
You find stepping in what appear to be a group of two ladies. As these two ladies come in from the main hall.
Okay.
Hold on a minute.
Wait a damn second.
You see two ladies stepping in. As they do, you find one of them seems to look off toward them and step away. However, the other one, seemingly walking in with a long tail behind them and very much a smile and pep into their step. They seem to step out into the center of where everything is. They look around. As they do, they seem to immediately potentially recognize a few of you, though you have never seen them.
What? There's
Muna
nothing
kinda
familiar.
gives
Impossible.
Muna gives kind of an eye motion, like, no, you don't know us.
As they step inside, they make their way toward the front, and before anything were to come down from it, anything were to happen, I think, as this person steps in, going toward the center of the room, I think we're going to be ending things here for the night. As one of our players does need to leave, and I believe that this is a very, very neat little area, so I don't want to have them miss anything.
So it's a very neat little area. We're about to get into some trafficking going on.
What are you talking about?
Really cherished trafficking right in front of my plate of meat.
It isn't. What are you talking about?
Right
That's
in
just
front of my
this
spaghetti.
isn't Cherished trap. That's his future wife.
Yeah.
He's brought in for entertaining purposes.
Yeah, of course. They love it.
You know, it's really funny to play a character that doesn't understand human moral values and say look at this, but still feel like there's some kind of deep, like, natural dilemma about this. All the same, there's something wrong about the situation, and I can't put my finger on why.
What?
There's nothing
But
wrong.
I feel like this dude needs to be peeled like a banana.
Everything's fine.
Gilgamesh looks around the room. Muna looks like she's about to burst. Hibiki
Also,
looks
this
like
lady.
they want to say something, but won't. Zarel is just as confused as I am. Yeah, something's wrong.
She got them funny eyes. Wow.
Big funny.
Look at this
does?
one. Yeah,
It's just
There's no
got-
light in that eyes.
No, they're fine.
I don't think
A
that's true.
single large and
Man, I hope
drop
the
of
word
light.
hypnotism doesn't bring anything.
No, they're fine. Look at them. They're fine.
And I hope the word of the day isn't hypnotism. Oh no.
I mean,
love just
I
showing
will say
up
that's
every
just
week.
kind of how Lindo made them.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, cool.
I'm just memeing.
That's just kind of how Lindo made them.
Oh no, I mentioned hypnotism earlier in the day.
Ah. I'll give it to
I
Lindo. Be
do
like,
just-
Lindo, put some light in her eyes. Apparently, she seems too hypnotized.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Look at her. She pretty.
Lindo, just
She
to
dangerous.
be safe, give her 7 more eyes.
I do just love how, we're just showing up here, and again, it's kind of like, we need to get a good impression. We need to not freak out and start throwing, fish at the table and other people on the table.
Yeah, you
That
guys can
girl's
do that. You guys have
definitely
done so
getting
good so
trafficked.
far. You guys have done
That
so
girl-
good about it.
That
I
girl's
feel
getting
like we've been doing
trafficked.
well.
You guys have only seen a couple of rooms in this place. Look at this. Look at all this area. And then like
hold on, my headphones unplugged.
then like look at all this area that you haven't seen. Look at all this area you
man.
haven't seen.
I love
We
this
can't
area.
see it until it loads in.
Oh,
Wow.
oh, did I change
Sir,
it?
there's something
Yeah.
missing
Yeah.
in my
I changed
Cobb
too fast, my
salad.
What's missing in your Cobb salad?
Freedom. Ramu Thunderbolt.
That
I
wasn't
was saying
fast
I
enough.
was saying here. I don't know if it loaded in for you guys or not.
Ramen was dying.
Whoa, look at that
Okay, I
dancing
gotta
knight.
leave
Go,
now. Thank
go,
you for
go,
games.
go.
Do you guys see it?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
see
see
a
the
floor
knight
plan.
just twitching and dancing
And
away.
here's the other one.
Aw, they stopped.
And here's the other one.
Oh, they stopped. My enjoyment has been.
All kinds of floors, all kinds of thingies. But
You
yes,
missed
Sorry.
Shelby,
we are
like,
going
doing
to end
some
things
sexy
here.
moves.
I hope you guys have a good time. Hope you guys liked being here for things. We are still debating on moving things, but we haven't made any things yet. Again, we will let you guys know if that ever happens ahead of time. That being said, hope you guys until next time, guys. Like always, later days.